hello there. Welcome to their Mad Chats and Recaps with just myself today. But the show must go on. I am offering you recaps for June the 6th through June the 12th of 2022. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? So on Monday's The Forsaken, after a few more hours of sailing, our adventurers finally make it to the shores of the Northern Crown. However, what Magdalene most feared has occurred. A new city has crashed into the island shore, leaving Magdalene at a loss for how to navigate through it. After camping for the night, Magdalene begins guiding them through the maze of ruins, and while exploring, they find some dwarves from the most recent crash, some alive and some dead. Helping who they can, they continue on as they try to work out the puzzle of what they'll later find out is called the Collided City. Yeah, super exciting thing. They're heading through a maze. Maybe a little ways through it. Who knows? But hopefully, after the maze, they can finally get to civilization and hopefully get some more answers. On Wednesday's the Penumbra Assembly, our party find their way back to their inn, requesting a meeting with Orr, the inn's owner. Alone in Orr's office, they question him about the city and the guards, curious if the hostility they witnessed earlier was a usual occurrence. Orr confirms that they've been told what they've been told before, that they are strangers in a city that never has strangers, and that makes a difference. He gives them a few bits of unknown information, but Dacos could sense Orr's lies, as Orr quickly and almost abruptly closed up the conversation with them. The group reconvene in a room upstairs before deciding that some of them would head out into the city and back to the market district, which it was nighttime. Orr had mentioned that some of the younger folk in the city are usually the ones doing the thieving and breaking the rules, so this, they determined, seemed like the perfect type to look for to get the information they wanted. In the market district, Dacos does thieves' cant, attracting the attention of a young cloaked female hiding in the shadows. For gold, she gives them information and a clue for someone else to speak to, another cloaked individual who calls themselves the Whisper. Satisfied, everyone heads back to the end. Turn in for the night and begin their investigations once again the next morning. Dacos and Zenith head off to find the Whisper, running into their tour guide that they had said that they would meet earlier. I think they had promised him the day before. This is the person they saved from the canals. That he was going to meet them at the end to be their tour guide for the next day, and completely forgot about him. But Dacos and Zenith kind of are able to dodge him and work around having to go on this tour with him and head off to find the Whisper. Lev and Joe set off to find out more about the strange animals in the city, which we're going to find out more about this week. And Drexlin takes a boat to the palace, only to be told by the guards that Lady Amicure is busy, but that they would try to find an opening for them. Meanwhile, the Festival of Balance is only hours away. Yeah. There was something else I forgot to mention there. Of course, Dacos, or the inn owner started getting very okay, well, I think I need to go, and I think this conversation is done, when they started asking him about if the people in the city had found out about it and came to, the people of the city, in this demiplane, if they had found out about this opportunity of coming to a new demiplane by an open call, a casting call almost, or if it was by invitation. And I think Orr said, oh yeah, it was an open thing. But Dacos is able to tell when people are lying and was able to sniff that out. On Saturdays in Extremis, still reeling from the discovery of the note and the threat, Liazana excuses herself to take care of something, while Breelith with Charles, I think, goes with her. While Breelith promises to tell the others about the note that they found. After letting them know and tying in Ash's strange disappearance and the suspicion of the pissing bandit, everyone splits up to try and solve the mystery in their own way. And this was the mystery. The threat that they received, just to go back over that, was the note that fell off of Breelith was that that they would agree to a meeting if they wanted their friend to be alive, and they hadn't seen Ash in several like since the night before at the tavern. Breelith heads off with Vic to the guardhouse in an attempt to speak with the wanted man who bumped into her earlier that day, aka the Pissing Bandit, as the group called them. While Zia, Sinister, and Grundy leave for the Salty Boot to investigate there, which is the last place that Ash was that anyone had seen her at. While at the guardhouse, Breelith is able to convince one of the guards to allow them a chaperoned meeting with the bandit. But during their ruse of an investigation, a lieutenant enters the room, dismissing the guard. He seems curious about Breelith's claims, but then his attitude turns and offers a veiled threat just before letting the Pissing Bandit go and clearance to leave the building and the aisles. So he let the bandit go and was like, leave Atmos Isles and, clear yourself. The lieutenant then cautions Breelith and Vic that once they receive an invitation from once they receive the invitation that the note had threatened, that they had better accept. Meanwhile, the rest of the team carry out their own investigations, and Sinister checks out the basement while Zia and Grundy investigate the bathroom, where Ash was last seen going, and discover windows that lead directly to the alleyway out back. Afterwards, Sinister and Grundy speak with the workers at the tavern, and Zia explores deeper into the basement, finding a perfect spot for any altercations to take place, where some mold had been disturbed by 3 distinct sets of footprints coming in and 4 footprints leaving. After the guardhouse, Breelith heads with Vic to pick up her fabrics and pillows, with Breelith acting strangely, revealing to Vic that she wanted to kill the guards back at the guardhouse after they had threatened her. Because just to give a little bit more, on the way out of the guardhouse, after the threat, Breelith noticed that several of the guards there in the guardhouse looked at them strangely, like, so it seemed like a lot of them were dirty. That she had wanted to kill them, and that she didn't like that feeling. Back at the boat, everyone reconvenes as a rainstorm sets in. Breelith continues acting strange while the rest chat in the galley. After a bit, a child courier arrives at the boat with a delivery, a basket of flowers, inside an invitation, and a single tiefling horn, which Ash is a tiefling, so yeah, exciting. On the last Obsidian Scar, we didn't have it this past week. We haven't had it for a couple weeks, but on the last one that we had, this is a reminder. Setting off to finally complete their mission from Commander Rory and their dragon allies, the party traversed into the uncharted waters along the west side of the Isles. On their 3rd day at sea, a maelstrom battered the seaward and ran it aground in a sandbank, leaving the crew to complete major repairs to the hull en masse before they could set sail again. While our heroes were getting necessary supplies from the jungle, a pack of Kolinth attacked the remaining crew on the ship. The party returned to the remains of the battle, dead, barnacled people strewn across the deck. They realized quickly, however, that these were not ordinary Kolinth, and that they had to quickly deal with a parasite that was inflicting many of their crew before it turned them into mindless monsters as well. The threat seemingly dealt with, the party set sail once more and made their way to the Margatus Trench, the destination they'd been searching for the last month. Over magic waterfalls and across the landing strip of the island, the heroes actually completed a stealthy recon mission and were able to gather the facts they needed for their allies. The giants have in fact unearthed a gargantuan titan of old and seem to have plans for the Denizen skeleton. And that's it. Announcements, just to remind you that Tower of Dreams is on a permanent hiatus, so unfortunately that has been taken off the schedule. Look for in the near future for some chibi stickers of the characters to be added to the store. I'm working on those currently, as well as I think that we're in the process of getting the episodes uploaded to YouTube. So that way, you have a chance to still watch, some, the episodes, even though it's not on air anymore. We also have just a reminder of the schedule change for the Stormfall Initiative. It's changed from Mondays to Saturdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then also look for another special announcement of a show to be announced this week. So that's exciting. A show that should probably be starting next week, but we'll see. Yeah, and I think that's it. Otherwise, so, that's all I got for you this week. I'll see you in Twitch, of course. I'll see you in Discord. I'll see you later. All right. Bye. Dan. All right. I know. All right. In 3, 2, 1. All right.
So,
we're
anyways,
live.
I told her
And-
I didn't need that many kumquats.
You brought your
Watch
own.
your
yeah.
mouth.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
2 weeks in a row.
What did I do last
Wow.
week? I don't even remember.
Okay.
That makes all of us, yeah.
Now my camera has decided my snap camera isn't working on the other thing. That's fun. That's fine.
Aw.
There's no
Aw.
stuff on this camera.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
We have no DM tonight, y'all.
Yeah, no, we have a DM. I'm here. It's showing up in the.
probably
it's
means-
yeah.
Yeah, it probably means you open Snapcam after OBS. And you would have to close OBS.
Okay,
And
I'll just add a
reopen it
zoom.
and
I'll
then
just add a
come on.
zoom camera really quick then. Let me put us in studio mode for a second.
Maybe, yeah. We can wait with whatever we want.
Woo!
Yeah, no DM. Whoa. Yeah, give me 1 second, viewers.
find our
Hello.
way.
We're so glad to have you here. I'm glad to have you here. Your invisible DM, Stephanie.
Ooh.
That might be scarier.
Right?
Oh.
Is that
Ooh.
God? No, it's me.
I mean,
Mm.
I mean,
Sama?
it is. I mean, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Your patron.
We're just gonna just work with this right now. Okay, let me put this
If they're
back.
telling you to go down with the ship, it's your patron. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
I'm down with the ship before. Hmm.
Oh my god. Okay.
Ghost.
All right, yeah.
Wait,
welcome,
down with or
players.
down? Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Both, yes.
viewers. We're glad to have you here.
Mm,
Let's see here. Let me just. Oh well. Sometimes Streamlabs is not that responsive to me. I'm not sure why.
Hmm.
Must not be treating it well. I don't know. All right, let me just sit you
You looking
down
for a
here.
new patron?
Yeah,
Yeah, those
probably.
laptops.
Probably. Let me just look at our cameras here
Oh,
really
boy.
quick. But yeah,
So
hopefully
good at
everyone in
stuff.
chat's having a having a
Look at our
decent.
cameras and take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I'll take it
Thank
in.
you, Cookie.
Oh, thank you, Cookie. Already? Thank you so much.
Cookie is on the ball.
Now I want some cookies.
Well, too bad you have to hydrate first.
That's right.
Yes. You do not have that cookie command yet.
Yeah, I don't have the cookie command. I'm still
No.
working on it. Okay. All right. Sorry, just adjusting some cameras really quick, and we're good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's get into. I don't know why I'm bringing out that. Let me get into the summary for last week's episode here. Just
Mhm.
bring this to the side. I'll pull up Twitch chat here really quick.
Oh God.
Oh my God! Every time we hydrate. Oh, okay.
That's-
well,
I
that's
feel like
something.
30 times through, yeah.
That's something.
That's
Okay.
like.
For last week on the Forsaken. After a few more hours of sailing, our adventurers finally made it to the shores of the Northern Crown. However, what Magdalene most feared had occurred. A new city had crashed into the island shore, leaving Magdalene at a loss for how to navigate. After camping for the night, Magdalene begins guiding them through the maze of ruins, and while exploring, they find some dwarves from the most recent crash, some alive and some dead. Helping who they can, they continue on as they try to work out the puzzle of what they'll later find out is called the Collided City. Ooh, a little drop
Kaleidoscope
there.
City.
Calliope?
Yes, the Calliope City. Exactly. All right, let me pull up my little stuff here. So, a little scene setting. I told y'all to write, because I knew that this would happen. I told y'all to write down last week where you were in the, like, what rooms you were, what room you were in or what you were exploring currently. Since several of you were in different parts of this maze of ruins. You've rescued, I think, a couple of dwarves so far. One had some issues with some leg issues. One of them, everyone joked had leg issues, but they seemed fairly surprisingly okay.
And then we found just a leg.
Yeah, most of the ruins that you came across so far look have at least on this level have a little bit of a dwarven make to them, but you've also came across other pieces of different cities as well. Again, this is just a mishmash of different cultures, different, possibly any type of city that you could, or building type that you could possibly imagine, at least in this world. Back on the material plane at least, or what you've seen so far in Dim Glimt. You found, I think a couple people found a couple of, coinage or something. You came across a door that had some torches on it. And also a room that had a... did you uncover that part? I know that you saw the forge. Thank you. I wasn't sure if y'all uncovered it or not, because I was wondering. But they also had several warforged lined up against the walls in that room, circular room. Yeah. So let me just make sure that I have my stuff here. Oh, chocolate. I don't have my dice out.
Oh, you put inspo in chat. Just
thank you. The cat's pajamas. Bet y'all haven't heard that in a while or ever. Oh, okay, Stephanie. Are you kidding me right now?
Eucalyptus.
Did everyone put their inspiration in the chat? Did everyone put their inspiration in the chat?
5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
It was a natural 20. Jonathan got it on the nose.
Hey, is that my third week in a row?
That's your third week in a row.
Oh
I
my god.
I think getting the same number as
Wow.
me 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
wild, huh? That's
Now,
wild.
do I break?
Use it.
I mean, I haven't used it,
Uh-oh.
so it's like, oh no.
No, it doesn't carry over, friend. You don't use it. You don't use it. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm saying like,
You do
what?
not
Use it or lose it.
inspiration, though.
What if I do use it now, and then I'll break the record?
So you're saying that you want to keep the record of you not using it? Is that what
It's
you're
not a
saying,
good
Jonathan?
record.
I'm on Dayquil right now. I don't
Oh,
know
you
what
poor
I'm
thing. I'm sorry. How very,
Yes.
how very
Poor
sad.
bugbear.
All right, let me get some music here going. Something. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I'm gonna go around and again, I told y'all to write down what you were doing last session at the end of the session. So I'll go around and just see what you wanna be working on. Start from my top left. I was going to call you Drexlin. Tegan, what do you? I'm crossing campaigns here. Tegan, what are you? What's
cross
Tegan
the
up to
streams.
here?
When we last left Tegan, he was in the forge room after we discovered. I think that was that body alive? I'm not
I think
sure.
it was a dead body.
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty
it
sure it was
was.
a dead body in the forge room. So we were moving from the forge room into the larger area that Zavar was heading for, which was still, I think, the unlocked door. That was an unlocked door. We haven't tried the.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I completely forgot.
Yeah,
that
there was a sort of a hanger there, wasn't there?
Whoever was trying whoever came to the end of that hallway into where it was, for the larger hallway, there was an end to it and some door, kind of like blocked doors there, and you could see through and see that there was a cafe inside.
Yes, yes.
This
Warded.
open kind
Warded.
of circular area that seems to have some kind of magic ward on it that you can't right now enter through.
I wrote Zavar found that in my notes. I didn't write
Okay.
what Gerbil was doing, but I wrote down what Zavar was doing.
Okay, I
Thank
know that. I
God.
think Kazil was there. I think Kazil was in
I'm at
that
the
area.
torch door.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Kazil. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember Tegan being there though. So we will. So Tegan, Zavar. Was anyone else looking into the cafe
think-
room?
I don't know if Gerbil was looking into the cafe room, but
I should have
Gerbil,
watched it. I'm
I think-
sorry.
Gerbil was with Tegan in the forge,
Mhm.
checking the body, I believe. Does that check out?
Yes.
I think
All right.
yeah. And then Tegan, you moved out
So-
though, right? You went towards
Right.
that.
As
open-
we, yeah. Yeah.
Was
Zavar
there
was ahead
another
of us.
room?
Yeah.
We needed to check.
Well, I think
there
the only thing that was left was the locked door, right?
there was a locked door, but there were also closed doors. On the
Oh.
like where y'all are at the end of this long hallway on the opposite end. So right there close to the forge room, there was a pair of closed doors that I pointed out a couple of times.
I probably would have said Gerbil would have, divided and conquered. Gerbil would have gone towards the other door and
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
so you would have went towards the two closed doors towards the forge room, by the forge room.
yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. So Tegan and Zavar, it doesn't seem like anyone else was there at the doors with you. Is there anything that you want to be doing here? As you said, there's a kind of a magical block on this door, but you can see kind of through the cracks and see that there is, seems to be a cafe on the other side that you can't really seem to get access to. Seems to be some kind of magical block to it.
Can we see anyone inside?
Nope. You do see desserts out on the counter. There seems to be a counter there, like a little what we'd refer to as like a soda fountain almost. There's some teacups and other cups like sitting on these little like smaller tables, as well as some chairs, but no one is there.
Dan. Tegan's going to take a look, and it's from the standpoint of, from what it appears, he's going to look around in the cafe. That it looks like the cafe is unaffected by the falling. In other words, we're standing pretty much in rubble and dust.
So you're
and
trying to look through. Mm-hmm.
and does the cafe look like it has been unaffected by the fall?
It looks pristine. Very colorful. Kind of reminds you of the it kind of reminds you of the cat cafe that was closed. I mean, you don't see any cats, but I mean, as far as colors go, it's very vibrant.
Tegan's going to pick up a piece of debris
Okay.
and toss it towards the cafe through the open door.
It would bounce off. So it doesn't go through the door, just kind of hits where the opening is and just kind of like bounces back at you and falls to the floor.
And
And right now,
Renarius.
it.
Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
But just right now, it's just you and me. That's in
Right
the room,
now,
right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, outside the room.
Right.
Tegan, I do not believe that your attempt to throw a rock was very successful.
I'm not sure. Either something is protecting this room. If you'll note, the room is in excellent condition. It's been unaffected by the fall.
This is definitely a curiosity. If we cannot breach this magical barrier here, you think perhaps there might be another way that we can investigate this?
Well, without someone breaking the ward, we're not getting through there. So,
Hmm.
I guess we can look around some more, and maybe we'll find another way in.
From looking through the cracks, slats, whatever, to the cafe, does it look like there's another opening from one of the other sides?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Looking through at the cafe, does it look like there is another opening somewhere that we might be able to get to, potentially?
Yes, there are 2 open doorways. Yeah, I would say you'd be able to see them. You can kind of look and kind of, you see 2 more open doorways like this one, kind of off to the left and to the right. Like in the cafe area, not somewhere that you can access right now.
Okay. Is that okay? Well, then I'd be interested in exploring to see if I can find a way to get to those.
Okay.
Is that something that wandering around would work?
I mean, you have the forge room that Tegan looked in, and Gerbil, and you have the 2 doors that if you look behind you at the other end of this long hallway that you see Gerbil kind of looking at these 2 closed doors, and then you have the room that you came out of originally that Kazil's in, looking at the closed doors with the torches.
I would wander over to where Gerbil is, where the other doors are.
Okay.
Since it's an unexplored area.
All right. Tegan, is there anything else that you want to do right here?
No, he's gonna go. Yeah, he can't do anything about the warded entrance until we hook back up with the others, who might have better luck at dealing or deciphering what this is about. He'll go back to find Gerbil, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you turn around and kind of follow Zavar down the hallway. Say Zavir. Zavar down the hallway towards Gerbil.
No, that's my brother.
Gerbil, what are you doing? You spend a couple of minutes at this door before you kind of hear a couple of footsteps kind of coming down the hall towards you.
Is the door locked?
Let's see. 1 second. You try the door, Gerbil, and it seems like that it gives a bit, so it doesn't seem locked, but it does seem stuck. Which maybe if you use some, try some force or something.
I kick it down.
You're gonna kick it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Roll a athletics check, please.
The second I thought you were gonna say strength, and I was gonna be very scared. It doesn't matter. It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay.
Oh, my knee.
So you would see, you do have inspiration, but you would, Zavar
Should I
and
go ahead and use the
Tegan,
first roll?
Zavar and Tegan, you would see Gerbil, like, kick the door, and it doesn't budge, Gerbil.
He's on the floor doing the whole, like, Peter Griffin, like...
Yes.
Oh, man.
Gerbil, hurry! Are you all right? You look like you've overstressed yourself trying to open that door.
Oh.
A hammy.
Here, let me help you up. Yeah. Apparently, this door also does not want to open. I mean,
I think it's just it's stuck.
Well, does it seem to budge at all?
I mean, not right then. Maybe you'll have better. I mean, that was dumb of me because, you know, I hit things with a bow. You hit things with, you know, your fit. So maybe if you.
Well,
Tegan will walk up and put a hand on the door.
we're talking just like.
Yep. And just sort of see where he can.
5-inch punch of death.
Yeah, beep.
Oh no! Wait, we have to pull the door open. My mistake.
And just give it a just like test the door to see where the resistance is coming from. The top, the bottom.
It was a pull door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, got him.
Make a survival check.
Certainly.
Tegan. You can either do that or like intelligence.
16.
Okay, yeah. You can tell that it seems to be getting stuck towards the bottom, and it seems to be like on just some rubble.
Okay. I'll point out the rubble to the others. It's being blocked by this rubble. If we perhaps can we reach the rubble? Oh, the rubble's on the other side of the door.
Yeah, it just seems like there's some rubble just around there. You can see a couple pieces that maybe you could try to move at the bottom, but on the other side, I mean, you would assume that the rest of it's on the other side.
You said there was another locked door, or was it just this one?
This is the only one in this hallway. That's a closed door. You have the one that Kazil's looking at in the other room.
Looking at the door. Hold on for 1 second. How ajar is the door? How big is the gap?
A gap is maybe about 1.5 inches, probably 2 inches.
2 inches. Well, that's, you know what, that might be. Tegan will still just motion to both Gerbil and Zavar. Give me a second, and I will wild shape into that of a mouse.
Okay.
I forget he can do that.
So you suddenly see Tegan wild shape into a mouse, and Tegan, I'm assuming you're going into the room?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so as Tegan starts going towards the room, we're actually going to switch over to someone else. Kazil, you were at the door.
Yeah, I think I'm going to yikes. I'm gonna hold on one of the torches, or rather, I'm just gonna take my lantern out and light it with one of the torches. I've got one of my fun props, so I'm gonna do that, and then just sort of inspect the door for like traps and such, just in case. Wait, Tegan, you saw this door with your detect traps already, or no?
The locked door, I believe so. I think yes, and there was no traps.
Okay. I'll just take a look and see if there's, an obvious latch and keyhole and things like that.
So roll an investigation check for me, please.
Okay.
Bless.
I'm gonna have to put this down to look at my investigation. Oh, it's, oh, why is it so low? I'm not used to that. It's perception that's high in this character. That's an 11.
An 11, okay. All right, I would say that as far as the type of latch, you can't tell. There are no keyholes in it, however.
All right.
You just see, I think I said the 3 torches on one side, the 3 torches on the other. They're not lit. So you're trying to what? I'm sorry.
Oh. I thought they were lit. I was just using my tool to scratch that. In that case, I'm just going to try and open or close the door, since it's already been checked for traps and stuff.
It does not budge. In fact, it seems not even to budge. There is no nudging or budging happening in this door.
Magdalene, what's
Yeah.
happening? We need to get through. The store's locked. There's rubble everywhere. Which way do we go?
Well, I'm not really sure. Things are a little bit different. Have you checked out everything here at the door?
There's 6 torches. We can light them if it's some magical secret, maybe, and I'll get some light blender and light the 6 torches.
You try to light one and it does not light.
Oh, right. Does it seem like too wet or soggy, or does it seem like a magical thing?
It doesn't seem wet or soggy. No.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's not working. So, do I have anything fire?
If you want to roll an Arcana check, Kazeel.
Lad, are you around, lad? I'll look around for Renarius.
Renarius would be with, like, whoever was concerned with still trying to find survivors.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know where exactly that is in this whole maze of
Wonder.
rooms.
I'll just shout. There's something magical here, lad. If you have a moment, but if not, don't worry about it.
I'll be there in a minute.
I'll wait for him to give me a hand looking.
Okay.
Is that okay? Looking to get help for advantage, but if not, that's no problem.
Oh yeah, no, you can do it again with advantage. Yeah.
Okay. So lad, I tried to light these with your tinder and such, but it snuffs it out. It just doesn't make a catch. It just doesn't make sense. So thought we'd take a look over and see. Oh, that's pretty good. See if there was anything magical. And that's a 23. I'll just have to
Okay.
converse with Renarius.
All right. And that's the Arcana check, correct? Kazeel. Well, this isn't like magically blocked by anything. You do sense an interesting magic coming from behind it. And also a bit of magic kind of with that high roll and with Renarius' help in deciphering this, I'd say that you'd be able to tell that there seems to be some sort of magic involved with, like, it seems to be a puzzle.
The 6 torches seem to be a puzzle.
There seems to be magic, some sort of like a magic coming from the torches. Not really any kind of school, but just that like magic has affected them, and somehow attached to the door.
I think we might have ourselves a classic, because I'm archaeologist. Puzzle. Dwarvish folk are, well, sometimes they use it in a bit of a gimmicky way, but other times it's to safeguard important things. You up for helping me figure out what the fuck it is?
I would be honored to assist you. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, with you helping, I'm sure we'll figure it out, and I'll give you inspiration, or attempt to, which is a D10 for me, apparently. I mean, for you, it's just a D10 at my level. And I'll lean on Renarius to help. Can we investigate, like, whatever the clues are?
Sure,
If
yeah,
there's
you
any
can roll an
clues?
investigation check. Yeah.
I'm gonna help Renarius if I can give him advantage with that.
Roll that investigation check, Renarius, with advantage.
With advantage. Wow. First
Oh.
one was 22. Second one was 24.
Whoa.
Okay,
Nice. And you've
alright.
got inspiration in case you want to kill it too. Not that you need.
I think
to,
I'm
just
okay for
preserve
now.
it. Okay.
So, Renarius and Kazeel, as the two of you kind of like try to work this out and figure this out, you will notice that it does seem that the torches themselves seem to move. They seem to be attached to or kind of in the stone wall in like a circular socket. And so I would say in your investigating that you would kind of have touched one of these and found out that it turns circular, so it turns in a circular, so you can turn it either left or right, either way.
Sort of like dials, or they
Yeah, like
change
dials.
positions
Like
and
dials.
okay.
No, yeah, like dials. Yeah.
Are there any markings on the torches themselves, or they just rotate?
No markings.
Oh, that's interesting.
You would see that there seems to be, now looking to take a closer look at it, you do see a sort of mural of sorts. It's very vague. A lot of it has been kind of worn off by time, it seems, or pieces of it have crumbled off, hit by debris or something else. But it does seem like that at the top, above the door, there is this great creature. It seems just huge, with almost like it's carved in cities below it. To the sides, you see people with torches and staffs in different parts. You'll see some with torches and staffs kind of in some areas, and in other areas you'll see people with swords and shields. And they seem to kind of make this kind of dot, almost like a dial around the entire thing. There are, I would say, on each side, there seem to be a group of people illustrated in this mural that have the staffs and the torches that seem to kind of glow and are dressed very mage-like. So you have like 3 on each side, kind of close to the torches, but kind of at different positions around the torches, if that makes sense. So you have like the 2 torches here, and then you have like a mural on this side, and then a mural on this side, and then you have the overarching with the great creature up above.
All right. It's difficult just for me as a player without an image to
Yeah.
put that all together.
Sure.
it's
Could
just-
I
it's
roll like
wiggles
a
in my head.
knowledge history on what I might be seeing here?
What I'll allow you to do is, if both of you want to roll either like an intelligence or a history check, you can definitely do that if you want to roll them individually, or if you want to roll, have someone roll it with advantage.
Do you think individually for roleplay we can share ideas with one another?
I like that. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. That's okay.
21 history check.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Okay, all right.
Hmm.
With
I'm gonna light
those,
my own damn lantern with flint that I have out.
okay. With those
Oh.
2, okay.
Oh, sorry. Good.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to cast mending on the murals.
Oh.
Mend.
Okay, yeah, you can mend them up a
Mm.
bit. They look a little bit more crisper now. And
really?
yeah, some of the little pieces that had kind of fallen off are kind of mended back in.
That being at the top looks vaguely familiar.
Oh, really? What's it from?
But the dungeon master is about to tell me.
Why don't both of you make at least a history check for me, please?
Oh, we just did.
Okay, you already.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
21 and I
Well,
had
that's
a
what. Yeah,
dirty
I mean, that's what that. If you want to try to maybe see if you've seen this, if you recognize the creature from something else, you can roll a separate one for me.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna assist
just
you
for the
in this one
creature.
in areas. if
Okay.
That's okay. Because you seem to know about that one. So.
Nope.
And you still have that inspiration as a D10 if it's
I'll
helpful.
use the inspiration. Why
Did you
not?
roll it with advantage, Renarius?
No,
Because
I did
Kazil was helping
Oh,
you.
yeah. mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This for this separate one, I'm gonna help
Mhm.
you.
All right.
Oh!
24.
Okay, 24. Renarius, and it does seem, it does kind of remind you of like other, maybe I know that y'all have seen like illustrations or like carvings of like a great creature before, and usually it has to do with the Great One.
Fun. What's it remind you of, lad?
Yeah, I've seen other depictions of what they call the Great One.
Oh,
I'm certain it's not my face there, but
No, it doesn't look like Renarius. Just a Renarius face up there.
nice.
but
Oh.
I've seen things that are similar.
Oh, I don't even like that. It's here in this city as well. This city dropped from the sky. These other parts. What was the other history check for then, Steph?
Yeah, they're in
Can I
the other. That's
share?
what I was just thinking. I was just like, I
Okay.
don't think I told them. So, and this was just kind of like in working out the solution to try and work out like what to do here. Is
Okay.
why I had you roll those. Unless you want to role play, like if you have your own ideas of what you should be doing to solve the puzzle. If not,
No, you
I'll
can
go
just
off
share.
of these history checks. Okay.
Nice, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems that if you take a look with both of your heads together, and you can kind of figure out that these things kind of move like little dials. It seems that there are correlating groups of these mages and these illustrations on both sides that you think, okay, well maybe if we turn it towards the mages, like so each one will go towards its own respective mage grouping in the illustrations.
That's a good idea, lad. If you try those on that side, I'll twist these to match this side over here. And we'll just stand clear of the doorway with the last one.
That sounds like a plan.
All right, 3, 2. All right, put my lantern away. All right, last one. And we'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. And as you adjust that last torch,
7, 7, 7.
but all of the torches will immediately light up.
Cool.
The doors will open inward, or start to. And as they do so, you'll notice on the murals that these stone pieces kind of come out from where the doors are in the center, come out into these murals, almost like these kind of cloud cutouts that completely cover the people with the sword and the shields, only leaving the mage clusters that you pointed the torches to. So only the mages are left. Those with the swords and the shields are covered by the stone now. But the doors will open about a couple feet inwards, wide enough. Well, a couple feet first, and it'll open a little bit farther, wide enough so that you can walk walk through. On the other side, is I know I've already asked you to make a couple already, but if you can make one more history check for me just to see if you recognize what's on the other, like, typography that's on the other side of the door.
+5, 17.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay. I'll give it to both of you. You're probably in your studies, because both of you have done some studying in your past of different places, different lands. You would notice, you would recognize this as, on the other side of this door, it seems like the Underdark. It has this kind of red hue to it, though, that you're not really accustomed to when seeing illustrations or drawings of the Underdark or descriptions. And this kind of haze that kind of immediately kind of like rolls out amongst the two of you into this room. You immediately get this kind of like odd heat as well, that you know isn't a customary thing. Let's see here. Are you peeking inside the door or walking in at all?
I think a lot. That's interesting. Don't you like the haze and the heat? I think maybe it's time to get Tegan, who can look just with his eyes and magic for traps and such.
I agree that might be the safest option.
I'll guard the door. Are you okay getting checking in with Tegan?
Of course.
I stand watch here. You know, I'll keep watch into this room that opened up for
Okay.
anything.
Gazelle, could you make a perception check for me really quick, please?
Yeah.
Let's see if you notice something.
All right, this I can do. Oh yeah, I got a natural 20 and I have a +10. That's 30.
Oh, wow. So, Kazeel, as you're standing there and Rhaenyra's kind of goes off to get Tegan and you kind of glance in, you'll also notice, you didn't really notice it at first with this kind of red hue that seems to be coming out of here, but the doorway, of course, I said it looks like the Underdark. It leads out on kind of like a stone walkway that kind of leads almost into like an, of course, an underground area. But from the door out into this stone area, like the stone ground, you see several, not just one, several trails of blood. And you also see some little pieces of crystal on the ground just inside the door.
Like crystals inside a mage's crystals? Or...
I mean, you're not there, Rhaenyra, so you don't
right.
know.
Never mind.
I asked Rhaenyra this question.
Rhaenyra's has already walked away. You can ask him later. So, Juniper, I know that you weren't here last week, Michelle. So you've probably kind of got a good feel for like what the two groups, you have Kazeel over here and Rhaenyra bothering the door. You have the other fellas in the other, in the hallway looking around, avoiding the suites. So you can be in either of these places. You also have a couple places you've already been through where you have a couple of dwarves that the group rescued resting back there.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that Magdalen's probably staying in the room with Kazeel where the door is. And as well as probably Ingot and Igard are probably just kind of like, trailing behind as well and just kind of like chilling away from the group, letting everyone else explore ahead.
Sure.
What would you like to be doing?
But honestly, she was probably watching Gerbil like try and open this door.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just
Okay.
Waiting to see if he proves her wrong. But no, he didn't.
You can
just,
do it.
Hey,
just
proves her wrong about what?
But yeah, I don't think she's not interested in. I mean, Zavar's in here and Turbo's in here and Tegan's in here, so
Yes.
yeah, she'll just stay with the boys.
Okay.
Like Kazeel go do his thing.
Okay. All right. As I said, there is a really interesting room to your right as well that the fellows uncovered a forge as well as like 10 warforged in that room, like full bodies as far as you can tell. Full
That might
warforged
be-
bodies.
Full
Yeah.
bodies.
Are they fully,
I mean, they're
functional?
fully
I
built.
need
They're
to
fully
know.
built. Okay, like they're not
They are
partially built. Oh my
street
god.
I'm sure they are.
Fully functional. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the room with the 10 fully functional warforged.
This is not my Warforged fanfic. Okay, like that's on
Is
another
it?
server.
That's not how it started.
Someone take my notes to Polo for this fan fiction, please. I
Oh
request it.
God.
Yeah,
These
you know,
vampire
It'll be
warforged.
vampires, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
powered by
It's
tiny
like
little
nails.
mice.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
Sparkly
Yeah.
crystals.
Yeah, if y'all don't mind her sneaking off, you know, she'll kind of look around before, and if no one stops her, then yeah, she would go investigate this area.
Okay.
And also, she's just really happy to be off the ocean, just for the record. You know, she let Blackberry down. He's been running around like hugging the dirt or the rubble, and
Yeah.
they never thought they'd be happy to be off a ship.
Let's see how Blackberry's doing. Okay.
Blackberry's dead.
Oh,
Blackberry's kind of
Shut
like
your
definitely
mouth.
like clinging to you, like, you know, kind of up on your shoulder, just kind of like, you know, looking around in trepidation.
like,
Um,
get out there, get some exercise. Go. We're not getting back on the ship. It's okay. And she just shoves him. Just,
oh, Jesus. Okay.
Adventure.
Blackberry does not land on their feet. They just kind of I just kind of do a roll, roll, and they just kind of look back at you, and we'll just kind of like
dramatic.
we'll run back out to the hallway and to Gerbil.
Oh, traitor. Okay. I see
Juniper,
how it is.
could you roll an investigation check for me, please, as you're looking around in
Yeah.
this room?
Yeah, let's do that. Woohoo! 22.
Okay, 22. Yeah, so you do see the Warforged, this huge forge, probably maybe the most biggest forge you've ever seen.
The
Possibly the girthiest forge you've ever seen.
Okay.
You would also see that there, behind some of the rubble in the room, there seems to be a, I don't know, it kind of looks like maybe a covered door frame
Okay.
behind some rubble. And you would also, let's see here. You would also find about 10 gold pieces in this room,
See her
kind of
picking
like
them
on a
up.
counter, kind of spilling out from a bag.
Oh yeah, there's one
Um,
right in the dress.
also a fine steel cup, if you want to pick that up.
Thanks.
And also there's a painted portrait kind of sitting against the wall of a dwarven woman.
Oh. She's gonna kind of like touch the I think it was bone bracelet she got from the turtles.
Oh yeah.
And how big is the portrait? Is it like a massive or is it?
No, it's like
just
about
small?
5x7
Okay. Yeah.
in like a nice little wooden frame that's carved.
Sure. I mean, someone might want this back. She'll go to the portrait and turn it, flip it. Is there a name on the back, a family name, or?
No, there doesn't seem to be any other markings other than the picture itself. Again, the picture is of a dwarven woman with actually a bit of a beard.
Okay.
But it seems to have kind of blondish red hair, kind of braided to the side. Half of it's cut, half of it's shaved off.
Nice.
And it seems to be just wearing just, regular clothing, some little like silver beads in her hair.
I mean,
No,
no
it's
one
not.
else is. No one's gonna. Okay. Yeah. She's got a backpack. Just throws it in
Okay.
carefully. Yes, just interested in the door frame. If she can't get up close and personal to these Warforged,
Oh, you
just
can.
look and see.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, wouldn't mind a ship full of these. And a little. Yes, I would. Yeah. I don't know much about Warforged.
Oh, with your investigation check from earlier, you would see most of them have like a strange, they're, what you can tell, mostly built. Most of them have like a cavity in the chest, however, that seems like something should go inside. One of them, however, does have this large crystal that is, kind of purplish pink. It's not glowing or anything, but it is sitting there inside of the Warforged.
Oh.
Just one of them.
Can anyone see me when I'm? Just kind of look back at where she came in from. I mean, it could help us carry things. What's it gonna hurt? She's gonna go check out the door frame. She's gonna keep looking at that purple pink crystal. We haven't had very much luck with crystals, have we? Let's Blackberry, what do you think? Oh, you're not here.
It is pretty large. I mean, it's a good size.
I wonder if it would fit in my bag. Just gonna try and pry it out.
Okay. All right. With your bare hands?
Oh yeah. Just
Okay.
really good. Just gonna get in
She
there.
has fawn hands, actually.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
bare hands, I guess. Sure. She'll just see what she can do in a quick, while no one's watching. Just.
Okay. Make an athletics check for me then, please.
Okay. You left her a room with shinies, y'all. Oh, 24.
Oh.
You didn't leave me in there. You walked in there. We
Yeah.
were doing something else.
Unsupervised.
So there is some resistance here, Juniper, but you are able to, and as you're trying to get this out, you kind of look up at the Warforged that almost seems to be looking down at you. You are able to dislodge it with that high athletics check. Now make a dexterity saving throw, please, to see if you can keep your balance and keep hold of this
Okay.
rock.
It's 12.
Okay. All right. You. Okay. You do kind of lose. It gets out of your grasp because of your balance. You are able to kind of help yourself and save yourself onto a table. The rock does fall to the floor. It is like what we would consider basketball size. It's a good sized crystal.
Oh.
And it does hit the floor. If you look at it, there's a little bit of a chip in it, but for the most part, it seems it didn't fully crack.
Okay. All right. I'm sure you'll still. Oh, maybe they won't notice. Okay, she's just gonna it'll buff out, and put it in her backpack. Just stuff it down there. Hopefully.
It feels a little warm to the touch.
Oh
Juniper.
no. Oh no. Oh. I know what this is. She just looks up at the Warforged. Come on. You're not using it. Don't look at me like that. You don't. Let's look through the store. Maybe I'll come back for you. She's gonna put it in her bag.
Okay. All right. So as you start looking at the rubble that's blocking this door, let's go back to Tegan and the rest of the fellows. Gerbil, while you're standing there, kind of watching Tegan, kind of like just crawl into this room, you feel like something like kind of against your foot, and it's Blackberry.
Oh, hey, you. He's gonna like reach down and offer it to crawl up his arm.
Make an animal handling
Like-
check for me, please. Since it's a new animal, you haven't really handled Blackberry before.
Well, it ran to me. 19.
Okay, yeah, you do fine. You do fine.
Oh.
Flawless.
Yeah, Blackberry will go into your hand and up onto your shoulder or something.
Yeah, I'll pull Tulip out and let them both be on my shoulder so they
Oh
can
boy.
like
Okay, cool beans.
chat or do
Cool
something.
beans.
If Tulip starts to eat Blackberry, I will stop it.
Tulip doesn't seem very happy with Blackberry, honestly. Tulip seems like you put them kind of on the same shoulder. Tulip will immediately like crawl across your back of your neck onto your other shoulder.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, but
Alright.
Blackberry, on the other hand, is really happy to see Tulip, and will kind of like follow it over, and then Tulip will kind of go on the other shoulder.
Oh gosh.
So there
Oh,
for a
gosh.
bit, it's just back and
gosh.
forth on your back.
I love this so
His
much.
hair
Balls
is
on your
all just
shoulders.
like
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tegan. So
Mhm.
you're in your little wee mouse form. What color is your mouse?
10.
Okay, all right.
Hmm.
So you as your little tan mouse self, yeah, go into this room. How far do you want to go in?
As I breach the opening in the doorway, probably stop, go up on the hind legs, and quickly survey the room. Before it'll be like a 2-step process. Survey the room to see, stacks of rubble covering bodies or anything like that. See what's in the room, and then after that, see what is blocking the door.
Okay. Could you make a... Okay, it does have dark vision. Okay, I thought it would, but I wasn't seeing it
Oh
immediately.
yeah, a rat.
Yeah, I'm just going off the rat one. Yeah, 30 feet. Yeah, so you can see that, yeah, there's a little bit of rubble blocking the door. It's not a lot. Could probably be, like, pushed out of the way, maybe. And you were also just seeing what else was in the room, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be almost like an overgrown garden in here at Tegan. There are mushrooms everywhere, types that you've never seen before. It seems like that it's kind of a circular room, and it seems like that there are, like little shelves or little like stands kind of going around where that looks like that they might have been boxes where like maybe because you see a big, a lot of them in like one area, you'll see a certain type in their area right here, kind of going around the wall of this room. But it seems like that, with time, or it seems like this room hasn't been touched in a while. That some of the mushrooms, like some of the seeds or whatever, have kind of like fell, onto the floor, so they're kind of growing down there as well. All types. And if you want to look at any specifically, let me know, and I can let you know, like, what a specific one looks like. But
He'll hold that thought.
okay.
But he will. But okay, that's about all. Okay. Yeah, so I'll drop the wild shape
Okay.
and like sort of move the debris that's blocking the door, and then
Okay.
open the door for Gerbil and Zavar.
Okay. Door opened. Zavar and Gerbil.
We'll see Tegan standing there. It looks like, as you can see, a garden, sort of Looks like there were growing things in here.
Hmm.
But look around, no, you're a muted gerbil.
That's okay. It's for the better. That's a really bad joke. It was divine intervention. Wow, look at all these mushrooms. Wow.
So many.
And, you know, if there's nothing else to you know, investigate here, he'll take his dagger out and take a sampling of, like, you know, 3 or 4 of each kind of mushroom.
Okay. There's about 10 different kinds here. You take all samplings of all 10?
Can I make now, considering that I am a druid and now you know, and spores is my I'm a druid of spores. Anything look particularly interesting considering that background?
If you want to make a survival check with advantage.
Sure, I'll give it that a whirl. Thank you.
Yeah.
So good. I rolled a 7 and a 20, so 23.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'll give you a few different kinds. You see
Okay.
one that you know is called the kobold cap. That, when ingested, it's a crimson mushroom, and when ingested, the consumer becomes hysterical and jumpy, as if it's under the effect of a fear spell.
Okay.
Let me just write this down really quick. 7. You also see. Oh wow, of course. You also see something called a Terra boletus. That, when ingested, the mushroom produces an effect similar to reduce person or enlarge person spell.
All right, definitely take that.
You also see one that's called a fume stool. It looks and smells exactly like a piece of human feces.
Gross. And that's why it's called stool.
You also see a willow shroom. Hundreds of small strands hang down from the mushroom, making it look like a willow tree. It can be made into a poison that deals 1d4 damage each minute and dulls the senses, causing an afflicted creature to be unable to feel pain. So you're poisoned, but you don't feel pain while it lasts. And you also see something called a leaky inkwell. A black liquid kind of oozes around these mushrooms. It's commonly extracted to be used as ink for spell books. Curiously, you also know that it has a spicy flavor profile if it's eaten. Would you like to know any more? I think that's like 5.
That's good
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are you taking samples from all of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll update my inventory when the moment it presents itself.
Okay. Even the human feces one?
Yes, Corey. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
all
that's
right.
that's probably going to come in real handy.
It even looks like a piece of human feces sticking up from the ground. I don't know if I said that.
Just need to find a pool.
Are you
Is
sure
it
it's
a piece of human
it's
feces?
just human feces? Are we just sure?
This is a mushroom
It
that
looks
looks
and
like human
smells
feces.
like
feces.
it. It
Has
can't
any of
walk.
us seen dwarven feces? What if this is just dwarven feces?
Maybe you should go and ask the
No
dwarves
comment.
that you saved their lives.
It wasn't a garden.
Could you tell me what your
Just lose
poop?
this shit.
Could you tell me what your
Yeah.
poop looks like? I'm sure they'll
Oh,
love that.
God.
That's usually one of the first questions when greeting a new species.
All right.
Yes.
No.
Me, it's a bugbear. It'd
Gerbil,
be scat.
Gerbil and Zavar, is there anything you want to do in this mushroom room? Room?
Mushroom room. Not for me. I am Zavar has no love for mushrooms.
Well-
Except in the interest of, if it can be made into stuff, but it's
Gerbil
a
has
minor
his-
interest.
Seeing all the mushrooms sparks some like flashes of mushroom shenanigans from his time in the Feywild, and he's just like, "No, thank you."
I would say around this time, Renarius, you find them here in this mushroom room.
Tegan, I've got to say this room is quite defined.
Yeah, some of these will come in very handy.
Oh, you're collecting them.
Yes, especially like craft some poison out of the coat some arrows with the poison ones.
You do know which ones are poison and which ones are edible, correct?
Correct. Out of yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I don't want to have any misfortunes befall us all. We also found a room. I was wondering if we could use your trap sensing skills and experience to make sure we don't die in this room we unlocked.
That's probably. I guess that's a good idea. All right. Yeah. Lead the way.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we'll come back to you, Gerbil and Zavar. We'll say that Renarius, you lead Tegan to Kazeel. So, Kazeel, you see the two coming towards you.
So we together we figured out this puzzle, and then there were a few clicks and a few unlocks, and then now there's this room.
Oh, we made it.
Yes. What are we looking at here?
Well, this is the puzzle, and it sounds like a lot explained. It's incredible. But I'm worried. So we sense some heat and some haze and red energy on the writing. And I'm just worried that there might be some traps. There's some crystals and blood I found in the back there while I was waiting and watching guard. Is this writing stuff on the walls? Did you
No,
say the
there's-
writing is red? What's red on the walls? What has the red glow that doesn't usually?
Oh, the red glow is just coming from, like, the room, like, from beyond itself.
Okay.
Yeah. There's, like, an eerie red glow.
I didn't want to go in without looking, seeing if you can do that thing where you look for traps magically.
All right. And I will cast Find Traps. The range on that stuff is 120 feet.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you don't sense any traps.
How deep is this cavity here? It's a whole ass hallway and we don't see the other end, or is it just like 15,
So
20 feet
here's
deep?
let me try and describe what you're seeing is that so looking through this door, you see kind of like this door leads directly to like this kind of stone like this stone area flooring. And it seems to almost be a precipice of sorts or some kind of cliff that's beyond that. But there's a pathway leading like down. So you can go down this pathway, which is where the blood's leading to. And that's kind of going off to your right a bit. Directly out, it's just almost endless as far as you can tell, but there is that kind of mist beyond where the cliff ends. So you have this precipice that goes out maybe about 30 feet, and then it kind of, seemingly, unless you go further in, it seems to drop off into nothing, and then just like expanse beyond that.
Okay. And just to get my bearings.
Yeah.
these are buildings that fell down and are piled on top of one another in ruins.
Yeah.
On the island.
Yeah.
So does this seem like it doesn't fit? Like having an endless chasm of Underdark in a pile of buildings feels weird.
For sure.
Okay.
If you were to go out and like look up at like where like you can see little pieces, like go back out to the room where the door opened, you can see little pieces up to where it just goes up to more buildings. So you're still in this maze of different buildings. What you're looking at is something that would go beyond, like you're basically looking at something that opens up underground.
Gotcha.
Seemingly.
So as you can tell, that doesn't. That's somewhere else, I think. I don't even think it's them glimped in there as a whole. It's tough to see through the haze, but it looks like it just drops off into a chasm, and you can see up there. I mean, it should be building, but it's not. And it had all this shite outside here with. Right, did Rhaenyra, you told him about the Great One.
Yes, indeed.
Should we close it back up? I mean, clearly that's not the way. And it concerns me that all the defenders were covered up by the clouds and the Great One and all that.
That may not be a bad idea. It's probably a portal of some sort. Maybe the people in this city used it to go to another place in the Underdark.
If it has a Great One, I don't even know where the city was. They didn't know. Does it have anything to do with Varys and the Underdark and all that, right? Didn't Varys come to them and ask to use their... Do I know that? I might not. No, I was there because I was in the window. Yeah. Okay. When I helped lift. If this is a city, right, where Varys came, and it could be a way to Varys, and we don't even need Varys having easy access here. We can probably close it and just dispel the magic. Seal it for good.
Well, right
Unless-
down. I would suggest. It seemed like it was secured by. You said it was these torches had to be twisted or whatever.
I imagine if we twist them back, it will likely close back up. Wouldn't make sense to just one time with all that work.
I'm not sure. I think maybe just close the door and lock it again, using the torches. But write down what the
Right.
solution was. I would imagine.
What do you think, lad? Same?
If we have cause for concern, I would hate to put us in any more danger than we may already be in.
All right. Yeah, we don't even need to go and face the Underdark. No. We're just trying to get to this bloody city. Close it up then, and I'll head over and grab one of the torches.
And I will assist in. Yeah.
Alright, I'll do one last glance in, just to see if there's anything I spot that seems to be of interest, or anything other than just a passageway with the haze and redstone and blood crystals.
Since you've already looked before, why don't you make one more perception check with advantage for me, please?
11, 10, my perception's plus 10, so 21.
Okay. You do see a kind of half of a crystal vial there on the other side of the door as well. Seems to be kind of peeking out from where the doors opened up, into.
Okay. Crystal vial and some blood-covered crystals, you said?
And some crystals. I didn't say blood cover, just some crystals.
but there's blood near them. So,
Yeah, you have the trails of blood going in and down to that pathway. Down that pathway.
Okay. Right. I don't even know what that blood is about, but I guess if we have another clue, the blood, we can, where it goes probably. I'm just gonna grab, in case it's useful, gonna mage hand, and I'm gonna stay outside, but cast mage hand and just scoop the crystals in the vial back out here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the vial seems whole, and as soon as you move it, a couple more kind of roll in its place. These filled with crystals. And actually, the one that you picked up seems to be a little bit broken, which is it's empty. So when you get that one, a couple more roll in with crystal, kind of roll in its place with crystals in it, and then if you move those as well, which it sounds like that's what you want to do. Just more.
I'm gonna check with something quick, but yeah.
Oh sure, yeah.
Does this look like what we found in Z's Cullum's house? The little vials.
Well, it seems like the vials of crystals you've seen everywhere. I won't even make you roll for it. Like
okay.
Lisa Deer, they were selling I think they were selling crystals and vials.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is this endless? I take them and more just keep coming out.
The second time that you take some, it seems like you take 2 that rolled out, 4 more. So I would say with your understanding, I mean, you're an adult, that it seems like that there's maybe a pile of these on the other side of this door.
Okay. I empty them out, and I'm going to just get them all out and close the effing door before anything happens.
Okay.
That and the crystals. And all right, lad, I'll start moving the torches back with Renarius.
How many vials do you pick up?
However many I could take.
You'll be there for a bit.
Okay.
You get to the point of 20 or 30, 40,
easy. Okay.
50,
50 is a
60.
good number. I'll take 50.
Okay, you take 50. Some more roll out.
Okay. I know where this is. Start closing up the torches with Renarius.
All right, and as soon as you turn the torches, the doors automatically start closing in, and all the torches, the fire goes out, and they reset back to where they were.
Okay, I'm just I'll catch up. What are you gonna stay? I know there's magic in these crystals, and from what I learned from my friend Degard, I have something I want to try. And I'm going to start trying to soak up the magic from the crystals into my medallion.
Okay.
And charge it.
All right. As you start to
I
do
know
that,
it does the spells and stuff, but I want to
and as soon as you put the amulet up to the crystals, are you, if you don't, now the extra crystals are on the ground. I'll say it reacts to those first. It doesn't react because these other vials are corked.
Okay.
But the ones that were free, that you picked up from the ground from the broken vial, as soon as you hold the amulet close to them with the same, in the same like that, immediately this blue light starts to be sucked up into the amulet. And that's what we'll take our bio break.
Nice.
All right. So everyone watching, players, we take a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned. Go and get some snacks. Go and get some water. Go to the bathroom. We'll be back in 10 minutes. As soon as I pull up. I'll be right back here. Oh, wait a minute. We have some cool stuff here. Wait a minute. Let me, oh. We got some new, little Be Right Back movies.
Oh,
For our
cool.
Patreon.
Yay.
For our
Yes.
store. I'll just let those play through. But yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes, y'all. Mics are still hot.
Alright. Steph, I sent you a message, but I know you're busy.
Okay.
I
Thank
sent
you.
you a message, Michelle.
Oh.
Everyone's sending each other messages.
Everyone
Just a
messaging.
follow-up thought for yeah.
Okay. Cool. Neat.
Michelle, that is totally up to you.
Damn it.
That's totally up to you. You want to try to pursue something with that? Absolutely.
I don't know anything about this stuff, so I don't know if Junie
Could
would
you-
know anything about this stuff.
I don't know. Dan, maybe you can
Hi.
answer this since this is your
Fire away.
this is
Mhm.
based in Astra Lenore, you know, Osbergen is at least where all of you are from.
Mhm.
Is it common knowledge? I won't say what. Is it common knowledge what the crystals do for the Warforged and what happened in the history? I don't think it is, right?
Is this? It depends on whether this campaign's happening at the same time as Stormfall
Oh,
was, or if it's in the future of that. Because if it's in
it
the
is.
future,
It is in the.
who
It
knows
is later. Yes,
what? Okay, so I guess part of that would depend on Kaylin.
Probably. Okay.
You know, and what kind of publishing she might do, and or
Michelle,
sharing.
could you do a history check for me, please?
Yeah.
Whereas before it would have been like
That's true.
you need to discover
I
it.
didn't
Now
do
it's like
one.
could be out there.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will reveal what you know about the crystals after we get back from break. Then.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Because I mean, maybe I have to retcon yanking that thing out, but put it back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Get it out
Stuffing
of
its
here.
guts back in. No.
That goes back in. Right? Yeah.
I reinstalled it just a little lower.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna message Dan because I can't message Steph in the middle of DMing. I'm like, I'm gonna ask you about what do you think I should do, and I'll ask Steph, what do you think I should do?
Nice.
You know, your guys' campaign's the only ones I've ever seen Warforged in before. So
These
Nice.
movies are so good, Dan. I love them. I think the more I watch them,
yeah.
the more I'm just like, yes.
hmm
Oh yeah. Oh, the things.
Yeah.
That's like
All right, let me turn on the Be Right Back now since we've played them a couple of times. All right. Yes, Snaggy. trying to get Boo Boo to come in the room, but he wouldn't. He didn't want to.
Aw. Is he still just sitting out in the hallway?
No, he was laying in his bed a little bit ago.
Aw. You baby. Yeah, usually anytime you want him to do something, the brakes are on. He's like, no, I'd rather not. Do something opposite of what he
Rebecca's
really
looking
wants.
in here. He's looking here outside.
Not the
Come
boo
on.
box! Not the boo box! We have to watch Hook eventually because it's a fantastic movie.
Double box.
The boo box. Yeah.
Is that on Hook?
Yeah,
Yes.
the boo box is like the box they put their hand into. The
Oh,
parts,
wow.
like,
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
they lock them in a trunk and then drop, you know,
Oh, that's
Scorpions
right.
in it.
Sorry.
and it's getting close. In an uncredited role as a random pirate that gets thrown into. 'Cause why not?
Who is?
It's been close.
What? Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, it's
no.
just uncredited.
I love that.
Double watch.
Boo box. Yeah.
If we do watch that, though, I say this every time I rewatch Hook. Wow, I love this movie. This movie's a lot longer than I remember it being. It's like almost 3 hours long.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, you don't
That's
remember it being
wild.
that long until you're watching it. You're just like, wow, I love this.
Mhm.
I didn't remember it being this long.
Whoa.
That's wild. Anthony, did you get a Mountain Dew, baby? Alright, you were looking a little fading there, so.
Don't ask me if I got Mountain Dew.
You don't drink soda pop, I know this.
What are you eating? I thought it was a donut, but it's crunchy.
A bagel.
Bagel? Yeah.
Oh,
With almond butter or sunflower butter on it?
oh. I assume you
Almond
must
butter?
have toasted it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, bagels aren't crunchy
Only
either.
way to eat a bagel, Jonathan.
Oh, shots fired.
Toasted?
Mhm.
Yeah, toasted's really good.
I mean, I'm
Plus,
not a
the
bagel
only kind of
person.
bagel you should be eating is everything.
The everything bagels are really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Took me a
Only
while to
time
get.
I've ever-
Yeah.
Only time I've ever had bagels is when, like, I volunteer for something, and then in the morning they just have like, "Here's some bagels. Thanks for helping," and I'm like, "I need a
Fine.
chicken biscuit." Okay, I'll get a bagel.
Yeah, I found your source for that mushroom stuff. That is a great page.
How did you find that?
I just googled D&D mushrooms. It was
That's
like
so funny.
the second hit.
I can't imagine it.
It's a D100 table.
Yeah.
You could-
We're about
Oh man, if I had gotten some, there's one called Assassin's Candy. Ingesting it 5 times is like instant. Your hit points go immediately to 0.
So you gotta ingest it 5 times.
Yeah.
What are you
Well,
gonna?
if I make it into a dip or an arrow, yeah. That's what I'm thinking of, doing with some of these that have effects. As for the feces one, I'm just gonna have to prank somebody with it.
yeah. I think that one's got Zavar's name on it.
Hey, don't you be putting that on my bed.
It's okay, Zavar. You know, he won't find it then. So.
This is true. I mean, shots fire, but they're very
No,
truthful
fair point.
shots.
Yeah, fair point.
Who comes up on top, and that's it.
Yeah.
Alright,
I
okay.
have played the ultimate prank into your bed. Oh.
We're past
That-
the 10 minutes. Bring us back around.
This
And
cleaning
Yes,
up,
ma'am.
cleaning up the
Three.
boat.
Jonathan.
Got it.
In
We're
3,
back.
2, 1. Well, never mind.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh no.
What?
I have to
Reveal
find.
it.
I have to find the
Blame
very
it on
back
me.
one here. Okay.
Oh no.
No
3,
giveaway today.
2, 1.
Don't lose us.
We're back.
Oh, whew. Ah. Thank goodness.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back, players. Had a very tasty bagel over break, so
Blink,
I'm
blink.
doing great.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So,
means we're all doing great.
what? What is that look, Jonathan?
Product placement.
It's my face. Excuse me.
Mackerel face.
Rude.
We love that look.
All right. So Kazeel, yeah, as soon as you hold the pendant up to those few crystals that were loose, so it doesn't seem to affect the ones that are still in the vials with the corks on them, but the loose ones, immediately, as soon as you get within like maybe like 5 inches, 6 inches, the blue light starts being sucked up into the pendant.
Nice, Michelle. Okay, on to the next. I'm gonna uncork all 50 one at a time. One at a time.
All right.
I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Like I know it has that other cool like the spell thing. But
Oh,
I
for
thought-
sure. Yeah.
Or like if they were using it to like charge and stuff with their friends' lives, I thought maybe the crystals would do the same thing.
Okay. I'm gonna put this
I'm
in your
gonna-
hands. Would you please roll a D100 for me, please?
Me? Sorry.
Yes, please.
As I see Kazeel like examining these things, can I just cast detect magic and keep that up while he's doing all this?
I'll
Sure.
pause if I see you doing that. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
This is Renarius. You're getting the same. Yes, you're detecting magic, and it's the same type of magic that you would get from like the Shiga, from before. No, really belonging to one school, but yeah. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
I'll probably relay that information to Kazeel as
Okay.
well.
That's interesting.
Just,
Really
just be
interesting.
be cautious.
Thanks. I wonder what happens if we encounter some. Oh. So I'm sorry. Before I jump to this next thought, I got a 27. One thing.
Okay.
Dan,
You got
Kazeel.
27.
Yes.
Okay. I think I got 27 before. So yeah, you are able to get, I would say, out of the 50 vials that you have, you're able to get about 45 into them. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you hold up some more. It doesn't seem quite ready.
All right.
It's,
Nice.
it needs some
do you
time.
think-
It's already taken a lot. It needs
yeah.
needs some rest.
It's all right there, Medallion. It'll be all right. Take 2 of these and. Lad, is there anything you think you can tell me about? Actually, I guess I've cast Identify in this before, but I like working with Renarius. I'd like to figure out. So this lets me blah blah blah. I'll tell them what it does, like spell wise, spell storage wise. On top of that, it does what we just saw. But I'd like to see if I can expend some of the charges, expend some of this magic we accumulated. Because I have a thought. Any ideas on how to go about that with your wisdom?
Do I have any ideas?
Mm.
Can I roll like a knowledge arcana to see if I could?
So I was checking something with Streamlabs really quick, Kazeel. So you were asking him if he knows anything about what again? The pendant.
It just sucked up 45 of these. I want to spend like half of. I want to expend half of that. I want to figure out how to expend those so it has room to suck up more if I wanted to. And being a wizard and educated, I asked him if he had any thoughts
Sure.
on how we might do that.
And you've shared like how like what you've already discovered about the
Yes,
pendant
with
with him.
identify. Mhm.
Renerius, make an Arcana check for me, please. With
I'll believe in you. I'll inspire you again. Sorry.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Okay. All right, and you shared with him about the mending process, right, Kazeel?
Yes. Mhm. The mending and the identify and what just, I mean, he witnessed what occurred.
Renerius, it would seem to you, with your studies and things, that if he's already worked it into like collecting, into like holding spells with mending, that if continuing to cast mending on it might open up some more of the pendant to where it can hold more, possibly more souls, or spells. Especially if he's allowing you to like kind of like take a look at this object and kind of study it and kind of get an arcane feel from it. It seems like it can definitely. And if you haven't looked at this before, Renerius, I'm not sure if you've had this close of a contact with it. With all of your studies, Renerius, this pendant seems to have. You're not really sure you can like magically feel a limit to it, as far as like what it can store inside.
Kazeel found his
No,
limit.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's
This
45 vials.
is Stephanie, my brain.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
There's no limit to how much it can hold inside.
Nice.
There it is.
So you think that maybe with the continuous mending, or with the continued mending, anyways, not continuous, continued mending, that it might open up some more of those stores. As far as expending what's there, I mean, the spells, of course, is your usual. Like he can expend the spells, but as far as like the potential and like what this blue light or whatever this is, what you would assume is maybe Shiga or something similar, what he can use that for, it's hard to tell. At this stage, maybe with some more mending, maybe with some more studying it, you could kind of read more from it. But yeah,
All of that.
Okay, perfect.
If you just keep working with him, you might be able to store more and more. But I'm not sure about releasing the power.
Thank you, lad. I appreciate that. It's quite a mystery. I appreciate your insights. I think I'll spend some time with it. I'd really like to find a way to. Thank you. And I will ask if Tegan's still there, and we have 5 these crystal vials left. Should we just destroy him, leave him here, throw him back inside?
I do have one thing to ask the DM.
Uh-huh.
Between about the pendant, Renerius, the only way right now, besides still mending it and still studying it, would be to destroy the pendant. Would release, of course, anything inside of it. Just a note.
Okay. Oh,
Sorry, didn't mean to
Thank you.
interrupt. I just wanted to add that before it left.
thank you. Thank you, lad. Oh. All right. All right. Well, these other crystals, 5 vials of crystals. What should we do? I think we can open it through them.
I think it would be best, probably, in my mind, to take it to the people at the Northern Crown. They would know how best to deal with them.
Right. Would you mind, lad, lean into your expertise again. Do you think these are safe to put inside the bag of holding?
No, that's a different question unto itself. Well, it's not
I-
because. Go ahead. Sorry.
the bag of holding is certainly a mystery. Do we need to put it into the bag of holding? That may not be an experiment we want to try.
I think I'm just worried. So when I met back up with everyone, I think you had, were there similar crystals in the pendants you had? I'm worried that they can scry through these. They seem to be able to follow Ingot through them. The ones in her body. I don't even know if they do something else before they embed them, or if they can actually just scry right through these. And so if they're on a person, they might see or hear us. But if they're in, maybe we're safe here anyway, right? Isn't this whole, once we're in the city, we're protected from skying? Or are we bringing means? I don't even know if I want to bring these into the city. What if these are the means that they need to sky in the city?
Would you allow Magdalene to be in the room while y'all were doing this, or would you have asked her? Okay, Magdalene would probably definitely be curious and would have stayed if you'd allowed her to. Yeah, as far as we can tell, yes, our experience has shown, or at least in the tribe, that we haven't been able to be scried on. We haven't had anyone like directly follow us here. They can see us, we think, up to the island.
Let's see.
But it's kind of hard to tell because, we don't get a lot of attacks, so we just assume that if they could get here, and but also that's probably due to something else, but you'll see later. But I can't say for sure, but it seems that way.
Do you think it's safe to bring these crystals with us then, or best to leave them here?
If you want to bring them with you, I don't see why not.
Tegan, Lab, what are your thoughts?
The worst case scenario is that the bag of holding explodes.
That would be bad.
It would.
Hey, I guess. Well, we know where these. We know where these are. Maybe we leave them, open it up, put them back inside, and if we come through on our way out, and we want to test, then we can just grab more of the vials. I mean, we're also bringing Inga in, and she's full of them, so maybe it doesn't even matter too much.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, leave them here, and let the people know that they're here. I mean, you've already. I mean,
right.
Besides Ingot, you already. Was I there when you did the thing with your pendant?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you've already absorbed some of it into your pendant. So it's.
Right.
We should ask about that too. What effect that could have.
Right. All right. Let's do that. And just to clarify stuff, because I'm tempted to, charge this with a spell and like a big spell and use the spell to try and drain some of this energy. Were you saying that won't have an effect, or is that something where I'd have to test it to see if it drains any of this energy?
You'd have to test it.
Right. I'm gonna. I don't like that this is topped off. I'm gonna try. Please, I know there's people who are trying to save, and I'll catch right up. You're welcome to stay, but I'm just gonna take a minute and load a big spell or two in here, and see if I can drain some of this energy back out. And I'll do that. I'm gonna load it with whatever the maximum spell is I can do, or spells, and just carefully cast that. Nothing destructive.
You'll have to let me know what it is.
Okay, what's the maximum level again? 5, 6, 5?
You can load 3 spells into here. I don't think I gave you a maximum level of the
okay.
type of spells you could load. You can load 3.
Okay. I'm gonna load Arcane Hand, which is Bigby's hand. Just that Bigby's in the list, so
Okay.
it was Arcane Hand. I'm gonna load Dispel Magic, and I'm gonna load Wall of Force.
Okay.
All at 6th level.
Are you expending all of these here in the room?
And then I'm gonna expend them one after another to gauge like how much energy is being lost out of those 45, vials, if anything. But
Alright.
nothing that's gonna hit or strike. And there's spells that are like don't have a physical effect except that Wall of Force. And I'm gonna enclose the space in air so as
Okay.
not to disturb anything.
Okay. Casio, could you roll a D100 for me, please?
Sure.
Before he does that, Tegan will pat Kazeel on the shoulder, say good luck, and then if he can get 120 feet away from Kazeel in any
Yes.
direction,
I mean,
he will.
Oh wait, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could run out towards the exit, like where the entrance where you entered in. I don't think it would be 120 feet to the cafe. I mean, to where the cafe door thing is, but like you could try to be there. But
Such faith.
We just see an elf just like just like looking out
so,
of there.
Tegan, where are you going to?
You know what? I will go to the mushroom room and close the door.
Okay, all
I just
right.
sort of just like listen at the door.
You go into the mushroom and close the door. You close the door, it feels a little claustrophobic. You get a little cough, like some kind of spore in the air.
Yep.
Because yeah. So what did you roll for your D100?
Oh, that is a 48.
All right. Yeah, you cast Arcane Hand. Arcane Hand seems. Well, let's see. How would that work? So closer, sure. So Casio, you cast Arcane Hand,
Yeah.
and the hand that's the music can make a movement of your hand. So Arcane Hand creates a large hand of force, which you know this.
Mhm.
Suddenly, you feel kind of like a surge of energy from the hand holding the pendant.
Mm-hmm.
And it glows with
Okay.
this kind of
Nice.
like brightness just for a couple of seconds as you cast this
Mhm.
spell. And instead of a large hand, it's like a gargantuan hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to get my flashlight on.
Let's see. Hit points of your cast a
It's-
spell. Quench
Oh my
remains
gosh,
hand
it's
strikes
glowing.
someone creature. So yeah, so it has a mass because you can attack with it. So this hand like hits the ceiling and some more rubble falls down as it kind of punctuates the ceiling and goes above it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I will slowly lower the hand, like from a fist, like out to try and not have it pushing up in the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, you can lower it into you can put it into a fist.
Okay, just to make sure if there's any rubble falling, that it can kind of
Yeah.
bring it down slowly.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll extinguish a spell and kind
Okay.
of check the energy. Like has the pendant dropped in energy from that 45?
Are you making
Crystal binge.
make an Arcana check for me, please?
I'm so sorry. I'll be quick.
That's okay.
All right, that's 13 plus 5, 18.
Seems like it has a little bit, yeah. You definitely expended more energy than usual.
All right. On to the next. I will cast the next spell.
Dispel magic?
Yep, and I'm just going to look at an empty wall and just cast it on a wall I know to be mundane.
Make a D100 roll for me, please.
All right, that is a 50. Is that? I'm sorry. That's a 550.
Okay. Yeah, you feel maybe just a slight emptying of energy from the, not as strong as it was before, as it was with the arcane hand. As you cast spell magic on this wall. You can tell the spell went through, but yeah. No, like, odd effects.
Okay. After seeing what happened with the arcane hand, instead of casting Wall of Force, I'm going to do a second dispel magic as my third. I guess I've already charged it, so I can't.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh,
He
Oh,
dispelled
no.
magic himself.
He dispelled magic himself
Dispel Cassil.
right out.
It
Yeah.
wasn't me
Back.
for once.
Dan, come back.
Quick,
And
Quick,
what a pose too.
take a screenshot before he connects back.
Well,
Okay, I got it. We're good.
so I apologize if he drops and the cameras are a bit wonky for viewers. Let's go, while we're waiting for Dan to reconnect, let's go to, let's see here, Juniper, with your rubble. Are you going to try to move this rubble from the door?
Well, do we want to do my history check?
Oh, that's right. Correct. Okay. Yeah. So, and again, viewers, I apologize. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see if Dan rejoins so I can do the cameras, because I don't have cameras set up for only 5 players. So, yeah, it's a little wonky. I'm so sorry. But let's give him a minute or two to get back in here. Yeah, so Juniper rolled a history check, something kind of, she thought about something of like, I thought, well, would she know what this crystal is used for? But since this takes place during the time that it does, Juniper rolled a history check to see if she would know, and she rolled a 21. That happened over break. So, Juniper, you would know with that history check that the crystals are used for, here he is.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Did your internet kick again?
It cut out, yeah. Yep.
Have everything.
You
Okay.
dispelled magic too hard.
You just
Yeah, I
spelled
did. I
it. You
just
just
spelled
spelled
the internet.
yourself right out of there.
Yeah.
You look
Nice
Um,
job putting yourself right back where you were, though.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we planned
very.
You traveled to another plane.
Yes. But very quickly, as I don't tie you all up, I wanted to open the doors up again and cast that Wall of Force into that chasm area. in
Okay,
case
so
it
you
went big
are
or
doing the
dark.
Wall of Force.
Yep, but I'm gonna do it in that Underdark chasm area, like from the hallway. I've got quite a range.
Okay,
But
so
if it gets big, I
you
want it to happen there.
do the thing again. Oh, Juniper, I'm sorry. We'll come
Mhm.
right back to you.
Oh, I'm so
Um,
sorry, Junie.
The Wall of Force. Roll a D100 for me, please.
Oh shoot. Yeah, was that a 20? 23.
Okay. The Wall of Force does, you feel a little bit of expenditure from again, it's kind of like with the Dispel Magic before.
Mhm.
And the Wall of Force does what a Wall of Force usually does inside of this.
I just want to check and see, like, am I down to 50% capacity? Like, what percentage would I be down independent? And I'm fine casting Identify too, if I need to.
Yeah, if you want to
yeah,
cast
get
Identify
accurate.
again for me, please.
Okay.
Um, How long does that? Is that a 10-minute one or
I can
instantaneous?
do it
I
instantly,
forget.
but I'll take the 10 minutes because everyone's searching for people. I'll do it instantly. People may be
It's
hurt
fine.
down here. I'm
It's
not gonna
fine.
wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, so you cast Identify again, and I would say with your research, I'll give you a little bit more information as well, since you took the time to research this. It would seem that right now, you know, it's a little hard for you to wield. Like, it seems like you can use the energy from these crystals to add to your spells. Right now, with it being so new, maybe with a little bit more practice, you might be a little bit better at like being able to to focus it,
Okay.
perhaps in some way. But right now, it's a little wild, so that's why. So hence, like why it's like a chance. So sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't.
Gotcha.
As far as how much is left in the pendant, you've expended probably, you've expended about half.
Okay. Thank you very much. Zip.
Juniper. So I explained to the viewers that with Juniper's check that she did over break, that Juniper, because you rolled 21 in your history, you would remember from like reading and just from like talking to different people in your in your sailing time, that these large crystals were used as not only hearts for these Warforged to power them, but also years and years and quite a while ago, decades, centuries, Dan, I think. It was a long time ago, right? Yeah.
Millennia.
Centuries.
Yeah.
So millennia ago. So it was quite historical that these crystals were usually hold a usually unwilling, sometimes willing, soul inside of them to power the Warforged and to give it, that kind of spark. You know this from, you've read specifically one history book, one book written by a dwarf that we all know and love, that Kaelin Stormforge, that it was an extensive book about Warforged that you were given upon one of your travels, or just kind of was like, there. What was the additional information you were going to add to that, Stephanie, before you added that little bit of information? Let's see, I covered that. Yeah. I mean, they're often unaware. Like, the Warforged themselves are kind of unaware of, like, like, the soul that's in, of that kind of, the memories or whatever. So,
Okay.
mostly
it's not like
used
they're
just...
trapped in, like, a horrifying state forever. Because they can't remember, or they can't access that soul, or...
It's more or less, I mean, I would consider possibly like it's kind of two different things, right? You have the soul inside the crystal, and you have the Warforged. The Warforged is being powered by the crystal. It uses that spark to operate and to give it some, I mean, like if it has enough practice, a little bit of its personality, but the soul itself is kind of separate and is kind of a different thing, even though it kind of gives life to the Warforged.
Okay. Knowing that, would I also have known that if I yanked that heart out, that I would have been possibly powering down a Warforged? Because if that's the case, then
you would know that I'm pretty sure that they glow when they're operating, right, Dan? The crystal glows, right?
Yeah. If there's a soul inside, it'll have a subtle glow.
Oh,
where
okay.
The Warforged is.
Well, yours had a subtle glow,
oh no,
Juniper.
Okay.
It
Let's,
lives independently, though.
Yeah.
Let's,
And you would know
blue
breaking the crystal
gemstone.
would the soul would escape.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to add.
No, go
but
ahead. No,
if-
please. This would have been a very extensive history book, so if Stephanie's not thinking about
Yeah.
it, Kaylin would have.
Okay, well, given it's Kaylin that wrote the book that Junie read, yeah, Kaylin would have definitely known of at least Fenhold's experience in that terrible state of alive / not alive, like conscious, lucidity there. And it was pretty bad. And getting back into a Warforged body or like getting powered back up is a huge thing. It's really terrible to be in that state. So Junie, if that's in the book, Junie might know that it might be a
Yeah.
favor to get this thing out of here and either into another body or do something that's not just stuck. Okay.
Thank you, Dan. No, I appreciate it.
Okay. Huh. Just to confirm, so being not in a powered body is probably worse than. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Junie knows what it feels like to be to not be in full control of her actions, and but she would hate the idea of being trapped like that. So, yeah, let's just say maybe before she stuffed it in her backpack, she stops and remembers a dwarf woman in a port in Davenport, and the book that she gave her before she left, and it's all the memories, and she's holding onto this heart, and we'll just put that back. Can tuck it, see if she can put it back in the Warforged. She's talking to herself, kind of pacing. How do I mean, I can't leave it here. I can't leave them here. That's not fair. They fell through the sky. They don't belong here. They belong walking.
I would say the book would also probably have said, Junie, reading it, that I should have made you roll a history check to remember all this, but I just want to talk about Kaylin and Warforged, and it's fine.
Perfect.
Score.
You would have also remembered, Juniper, since I've already told this other information you've remembered, that it takes a special sort of forge to power these things, to get these things to work.
I can't snap my fingers, but she's snapping. There's a forge. There's a forge in this room. How? And she's trying to be quiet so no one can hear her in the other room. Like, okay, she's gonna...
Like a magical forge.
It's not a magical forge? I don't know it's not a magical forge.
You don't know.
I don't know. Not this forge?
I mean, there are a bunch of Warforged in this forge. I think she would have actually had that jump.
I'm gonna check it out and just look and see, as long as no one's watching. Does it okay.
Use
She's
the
gonna
USB-C.
investigate the possibility of whether or not this forge.
You want to do an
can
Arcana
possibly-
check for me on the
Yeah.
forge? Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. A 13.
Okay. It's hard to tell. You figure maybe if you brought someone in that had a little bit more like experience with magic. I mean, you do magic, but you haven't like studied it or anything,
Oh, yeah,
extensively.
No. So she's quiet now.
You've been busy sailing. So for you it's hard it is hard to tell. To you it just looks like a really large fancy, like interesting forge that but you can't tell if it's like magical.
Yeah, no, I don't date blacksmiths. I'm not gonna manual labor. They get all rough. No. I don't want to get Casil involved with this. He's gonna say no. Just gonna.
Zeal's all about archaeology
Ta-
stuff too. So
Yeah,
he might pique his interest.
Okay, you know what? Oh, I gotta go get Blackberry anyway. So Blackberry, and she's gonna use it to like wander over to see what Casil's up to.
Okay. As soon as you yell for Blackberry, Blackberry will come scampering to you and kind of crawl up on your shoulder.
Durable would have followed Blackberry.
Damn it.
Okay.
Gerbil, you better
Then-
have ranks in Arcana.
Gerbil, you kind of run into Juniper then.
Ha! Ha!
Hey,
Fancy seeing you down here. Can't lean against
mean-
that wall. Um,
So
Ah.
weird.
Gerbil, no.
Hmm?
I should go. She's just gonna like around him and it's
Aw.
yeah, just I gotta talk to Gazelle, I'm sorry. And she's
a Gerbil insight checker.
Sure, insight check,
Ah.
Juniper. Yeah.
What is she up
Juniper,
to?
either make a persuasion or deception check,
ooh.
depending on if you're
Ooh.
telling
Tell the
if you're
truth.
telling the truth or not.
Well, my persuasion is amazing, so let's try this. Fingers crossed, y'all. 20.
I rolled a 15. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she seems like, yeah, she really needs to go get someone else.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She seems sorry. Tulip is
Gerbil just looks
but-
around the room again.
Tulip is definitely happy that Blackberry is off your shoulder.
Aw.
Is there still a dead body in here?
Yes.
Wasn't this where we?
It was,
Yeah.
it was there when I found it. I didn't.
Yes.
Um.
Triple, make a perception check for me, please, while you're in this room.
Uh. 17.
Okay. You would see the rubble in front of the door, in front of what looks like a door frame. A good pile
Gerbil
of
will
rubber.
Go check it out.
Okay.
Can you see through it, or is it too much?
No,
rubble?
it's closed. It's a closed door. Just a single door there, not like a double door. Nothing imposing, but there is a lot of rubble in front of it.
You go ahead, start just removing the rubble
Okay.
because we're checking out everything, looking for survivors.
All right. Make an athletics check for me, please.
19.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to start moving this rubble out of the way. Let's go to let's see here. We checked in with Junie, Kazeel, and them are in the room. Zavar, what are you doing?
Oh, hey.
What's Zavar up
Um,
to?
A lot's been going on in that.
Yeah, I
few
mean, you can
minutes,
be anywhere
know?
that you want to be in this area.
I think I probably would have been very interested in things that are going on down that way. Lots of sounds, lots of doors and stuff. I mean, but I think I probably would have been curious when Junie went to go look in the forge. I kind of gave up kind of paying attention to everybody else.
Okay.
I didn't go in there while she's doing it, but
You would have saw her like scamper out and like Gerbil go in, and she just kind of like awkwardly go around him.
yeah. At this
Oh,
point, I'm
no.
kind of like,
I'm so
I kinda wanna-
conflicted.
I kind of want to check out that Warforged room and look myself.
Okay. Yeah, you see the war forge. You see the forge in the middle. You see Gerbil moving rubble away from what seems like a door frame.
Gerbil, can I assist you? What are
I
you
mean-
doing? What's wrong with the door? You just want to get through?
There's- I mean, there could be people on the other. I mean,
That's true.
is that not what we're doing here?
Yeah. But look at that
I mean,
thing.
it could be
Man,
another.
These things are very impressive. I bet they could
Um,
take a punch or two.
I don't like him. We met one a while back.
Knock, knock, knock.
I don't know. What was it
Sorry,
called?
I am.
Ru-
Okay,
Rusty?
all right. I'll help you move the rubble. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to come back and check out these Warforged a little closer on my own, just for fun. But I'll help move the rubble from the door.
Okay. Make an athletics check for me, please, to kind of help.
Mm-hmm. No problem. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're able to move the rubble from the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
So
open the
you
door.
Yeah, the door, you can open it and get into. You see another kind of rubbled room inside, but there seems to be a couple of, there seems to be one doorway ahead. And you also see these little, let's see here. Did I see that somewhere? You see these little creatures digging inside that look like little tiny skeletons. And they seem to be digging against the walls and kind of leading into this kind of like a little room kind of going deeper inside.
And they're digging.
They're digging and kind of going in this line, and they see you open the door, but then they just go back to their work. But there is a door frame right ahead that you can go through. But they seem to be trying to dig like a little tunnel beside the door and are succeeding, but it hasn't gone that far yet.
You said these are small, right? Are they
Yes.
like cute small skeletons or scary?
No,
small?
they're like rat sized. The heads are about twice the size that they should be at that size.
There's no such thing as cute.
They're wearing little
skeletons.
cloaks, different colored cloaks, like greens and browns,
I
with a
want
little
all of them.
with a little backpack.
all of them.
With a little backpack.
Oh my god! No, that is the
No.
definition of cute, sir.
You- until they start digging into your flesh.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm just gonna push back today, and like really just watch these things. I'm fascinated. Oh,
Are either of you stepping into the room or stepping any further?
I think.
I
think
absolutely walked
Zavar
in the
just
room.
did.
Yeah. Excuse me, I need to see these things.
Okay. Yeah, you you see these little guys kind of digging kind of
I've seen
deeper into
grandmas.
this
Zavar
little
doesn't have a
like
pet yet.
deeper towards underground.
Oh gosh.
And then you also see these kind of like purple capped mushrooms in some places. Yeah. There might be something with that, but it'll be a couple of minutes before I can pull that out. Is there anything else you're doing inside this room? I said you do have a door kind of leading into another room ahead.
Oh, my focus is off the door for a moment. I'm focused on those little skeletons. I want to, check them out. I want to see if I can, carefully get their attention. I mean, God, what do you entice a little tiny skeleton animal with? And it's like not like you can, hold a little piece of meat and go, come here. It's like they can't eat anything. So, but yeah.
Here we go.
That's kind of where Zavar's going all of a sudden. It's like, oh.
The show. Stop it. Nope.
Who turned off the
Nope.
lights?
Nope. Nope. Not okay.
And there's some of the creatures, these little skeletons are moving through that doorway as well.
Did you say something about some mushrooms too, or is that later?
Yes, there are some mushrooms in the room. They seem to have these kind of like multicolored caps on them, but a lot of purple on them. And I was just trying to find the information here, so give me 1 second.
Jimmer would wait to go into the room.
Here
to
we
see
You
go.
just standing
they
there
do.
watching to see what happens to me.
Here we go.
Thanks.
I mean, you went in
I did.
very,
I just go woo, and you're like,
I mean,
So all
If
of a
something
sudden,
happens,
as you're looking at these creatures and at these mushrooms, Zavar, make and Gerbil, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
oh gosh.
As you kind of get this kind of weird smell that smells like
oh
candy.
God.
What's the inspiration? It's a
A
D10. D10 now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Virgin
Cool.
feces.
Cool.
Mhm.
Did you roll a 1?
Cool. No.
Because I did.
Well, with that inspiration, dirty 20 for Gerbil. So,
I'm sorry. Hold on. Use your.
What?
Yep.
So you said
I got
dirty
it.
20? Triple?
Yes.
Okay. So Triple, you feel, you start to, but you feel okay. Zavar, as you're looking at these, you,
Oh man.
you start to notice these little creatures, kind of like these little mushrooms kind of like bouncing back and forth. All the ones that you see. And you see some of the skeletons start to
Dancing.
kind of like bounce back and forth as well as they're digging. Like in beat, in
Spooky
time with each
cutesy
other.
Skeletons.
You kind of hear this little tune in your head.
Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's in there. You're damn right.
Suddenly, Zavar, you feel the need to sing and dance.
Oh,
Yes.
So, Gerbil, you
Just like
see
that.
Zavar suddenly start dancing and humming to himself. And you see these little, like, you also see, like, the skeletons kind of bounce back and forth, some of them, and the little mushrooms are kind of bouncing back and forth in time as well.
This was all in
Did you try a different drink today, Zavar? Should I be concerned?
You want? Sorry, did you want one?
No. I don't know. Like he looks behind him, like hoping for Judy to come back. Just like, I don't know how to deal with this. Are you in pain?
This is feeling. I feel alive. I feel invigorated. I don't know. I cannot. It is what it is. Join me, Gerbil.
If you reach out for Gerbil, Gerbil's taking a big step back. But, can Gerbil tell that? Is he in immediate danger, or is this just like what is happening?
It all seems, you don't feel any danger, Gerbil. You hear kind of like a humming coming from the little skeletons.
How are they humming?
Good point.
Again, they're
Gerbil's
digging
gonna-
down. You see a few of them going through the door ahead across the room. That seems to lead into another room.
Zavar, can you dance over at that door and just let me know what you see?
Sure, Gerbil. I would be happy to. What do I see?
It just seems like another rubbled room, but there is a doorway kind of leading into another room beyond that.
Gerbil, it looks like another room with another room beyond it. You should go and check it out.
Looks like quite a large room that it leads into.
Gerbil's like just very like. He'll hold his breath and he'll go in and just quickly
Okay.
go through the door to the
Gerbil,
other door.
you go through the door, you go through this kind of room. It's just rubble and different dwarven and different kinds of architecture. You go through another doorway, and it's similar to the large, kind of like the main hallway that you were in before, that larger hallway. It's similar, but it's not the same one. To your right, you see an open doorway with kind of like a shimmer to it that seems to lead into the cafe that you saw, well, you didn't see that cafe. Seems to lead into a cafe.
I did. Haha.
And then you also see some doorways to your right as well.
I'll check the other doors. Like just peek in.
Oh, yeah, you go down the hallway. You see a few doors there. Let me see here. Let's see. The first doorway that you come to, has another door. It's kind of an L-shaped room and has another door leading through. But in this room, it looks like a temple of some sort. Nothing is inside, but there's a bunch of flowers all over the floor and on the ceilings, and a little bit on the walls too. Well, a little bit on the walls, a little bit on the ceilings. If you go down to the next room, you will. Oh no, that's not it, Stephanie. Silly girl, tricks are for kids.
And natural ones.
You will see a room that doesn't lead through, but it does look like that it has a closed doorway that seems to be magically standing in the space.
Don't like that.
And then the next door down is... God, I've rolled like 7 7s tonight. Let's see.
Jackpot.
Here. That's 2. You see, it's another temple-like room that seems to lead through as well. It has another door on the other side. This is kind of a longer room that looks like another temple
Where?
type room. Make a religious check for me. Religion check. It seems singed too, like it's been burned.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. This is a fun place. Natural 20 for 21.
Wow. I'll also go ahead and say,
Nice.
even though it wasn't a perception check, that you see blood all over the floor in this kind of singed room.
Oh,
There are markings on the
great.
walls that look like that it's a temple to Mistra. But there is a door on the other side leading through.
Just keep walking.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. So there's no other doors except for the cafe door.
Yeah, the cafe door, no.
So there was the 2 temples and then the room with the
The room with
With
the
just the
weird
door
magical
in the-
door. The 2 temples had doorways leading through them, though,
Yes.
so you can go through.
I'll take door number 3, Bob.
We'll say that you start
go-
going towards door number 3. Let's go over to Kazil. Kazil,
Door
what
number
do
3
you-
is the flower door, by the way.
Yes. No.
Wanted to specify.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
That's the one he wanted to go to.
the first
I was
door that
just-
you got to. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Door number 1, Bob.
All right. So as you start going into that room, we'll go over to Kazil, and I think Rhaenyra. What are you doing in there, Kazil? Or Rhaenyra?
Oh, we're done. All right, if we're done with the other things, I don't know. I'm gonna. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, well, lad, I suppose there was a person, right? The first man's wife there that supposed to be around here. That clearly not down this hallway. I think, unless she knew about this place and the torches and went down there herself, but I doubt that.
Can I recall the direction that I sensed her in, and just try to recount that from where we are now?
Yeah, I think before you remember that you could sense her kind of. It was in the direction of that door that you opened with the torches, but it was just in that direction. Doesn't mean like it's through that door.
Yeah. And wasn't the other hallway that direction?
Yeah, the other
too?
hallway went that
Yeah,
direction as well.
They both went that direction.
Well, I imagine, lad, it's probably elsewhere. I mean, that's another dimension, another plane. So I don't even think your spell would pick them up there. It's likely somewhere past. I guess we can take the other route and follow that way.
I'm with you then. Let's carry on.
Right. I think I'm just going to check and see what everyone else. Maybe we'll regroup. I'd like to check on Inget and see what everyone else has found first, if that's all right.
That's fine. I hope.
Split the party more.
Trying to reunite. Yeah, well, you do that, and I'll do this. Yeah, no. So I'll go back to try and find where everyone else is.
And I will
Okay.
follow.
Okay. As you kind of go through that window again, that kind of leads out into that main hallway. You do run into Juniper.
Ginny.
Hey, hi. Are you busy?
No, I'll just help Renaria stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just
Okay.
what can I do?
I found something in a room, and I wanted to know if you could give me your professional opinion. As this seems to be something that might interest you and interest me. As I once read a great book on it. Can we just
Sure. Oh, off to the side.
Well, I mean, Renarius can come too. I mean, it's fine.
Well,
I just
he's very
So,
learned
I-
and intelligent.
Okay.
He's
Ah,
very.
not now. Not now.
Is that
Okay.
you, wife of the
Yeah.
first person? I can't remember her name, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. She's not a possession of this guy. I just can't remember her name. I swear.
Gerbil
what could
was
it
back
do?
here, and I just I
Oh.
found this Warforged. I found a room full of Warforged, and I read a book once, but I really don't know enough about them, and I do know, however, that this one might be really lonely or stuck, and I don't know. I don't think that it's nice to keep them that way, and I don't. Can you just look? Can you?
Oh, absolutely. All right. Okay. TM, what would I know? Do I need to do any check? So I have my sage background and
Yeah.
stuff. What can I do to see if I know anything about Warforged?
Why don't you make a history check for me, please?
Okay.
Is that using your proficiency naturally, or?
I have a
Yeah.
history. Yeah, I do proficiency.
Okay.
But it's I rolled an 11, so it's 16.
Okay. All right. You would
Just as a note, with my researcher background,
Mhm.
if I don't know something about a topic, I know someone who does.
Yeah. Okay.
And I might use that. I might use
Okay.
my sending.
I got it. Totally okay with me. You would, it's, you've studied a lot of things in your life. Is there anything specific that are you just looking for general knowledge? I'm sorry, I was listening to the other thing, so I didn't quite
It's
catch
just
she
what
asked
I would
you.
know about. She's asking me about what I know about Warforged, I believe, and I'm big in anything archaeological from times past. So it would probably fall under the umbrella of something I would have spent some time on. But again, I just rolled a 16. So.
You would know like the general history for the Warforged.
Okay.
If
How do we make it go?
You've maybe like read a couple of different books about them. You don't exactly know like how to get it going. But you do have an idea of like, that that they have the crystal heart, that they were made on like ancient forges, that this was, as you said, like a millennia ago.
Okay. I have a quick follow-up, but my phone will not let me type this. So I'm just gonna go with this, and you'll laugh. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's like the 8th time I've tried to type
Okay.
that word out.
What
Oh my gosh.
is
Okay,
this?
so I know
Yeah, that's fine.
right, yeah. I know that they some thousands of years ago, at least back in the time of Troubles, I think, or just after, there was when they were inducted, advanced dwarven clan would take volunteers to put their souls in these warforged for battle, to survive and thrive at one point, because they were very advanced again. But they ran out of volunteers and then started making deals with the poor and the imprisoned and such. So they tried to hide it. It was only after. I'm sorry. Was that an okay?
Yes,
Steph?
that was an okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
No, it was a good.
However, I have there's a book from a friend of mine that talks a bit about it. She knows quite a bit about Warforged and knows one personally that had an experience like. Did you mention the heart, Junie, or not yet? You're just
This heart.
okay. Oh, wow.
It was I couldn't yeah, I might have made a mistake by removing it. I don't know. I was hoping we could fix it. I don't know.
Was it where was it? Did you take it out of a body?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I
well, if it wasn't
forgot.
working, then you did it a favor.
Okay.
Let me ask my friend, because I'm not sure on the details, but I'll ask what we can do if there's anything. Was there can you show me where you got this?
Yeah.
All right,
It's a
and I'll
bunch
follow
of
you.
Very, very handsome looking. I mean, they would make such a great
Oh.
crew. Yeah,
Nice.
so she's kind of got a bounce to her step that has not happened in a minute. And,
The dwarf robots make a great crew.
Nice.
I'm
So
sure
I'll follow
they
you
float.
to the yeah. I'll follow you to that room and see the forge and the other machines and stuff. Oh.
Do they
As
see
far as I know-
Zavar dancing in the corner?
Oh no, that's a
Hallway?
few rooms
Blinders
away.
on.
That's a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
rooms away.
As far as I know, that there was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jamie, please.
Observer was around here, but I'm
Oh.
not sure what happened. I saw him
You
coming
noticed the
through, so
doors
maybe
open.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he
You
met
would
up-
see that there's now an open door leading into another
Oh.
room there.
Maybe he went through there. Okay, he'll be back. He's
Alright.
fine.
Right. Well, as far as I know, there was only there was one discovered forge that could do this process, but there were a number of others around the world that were undiscovered, or at least lost to time, like that main one was. That I wonder if this is one of those undiscovered forges. But I have to tell my friend. I'm just going to send a message real quick, and I'll go into my head. So, I don't even know if you're happy to hear from me, Kaylin. It's Kazeel. We found a Warforged hut and this brilliant buried forge. Might be an undiscovered. And that's like as far as I can get with my sending spell.
Okay. It takes about a minute or two before you get a response back.
She might not want to answer me, Judy. Sorry.
One of those. Yeah, I understand. Worth a try, though, right?
And you hear
We'll see.
oh, Kazeel. That's interesting. Could be if it was a dwarven city, even greater possibility. I have discovered a few. Check it for Arcana. That's it.
Oh, Julie, she answered. Oh, I didn't do anything too bad. Just a misunderstanding last time I saw her, and just worried that she might not want to answer. But it seems like Peter incest. Do we have a name for this dwarven city? I think the first person said so, but I can't remember it.
Diecaster.
Diecaster, right? Okay. So she advised we check for Arcana. Can you do that? I can do that, but if you can, we work together.
We can try. I'm not as practiced as I'd like, but
Oh, well, give me a hand then. I'm a bit practiced, or unless you have like a really super good modifier.
No.
Okay.
But I could give you an assist or an advantage.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know
you can
that-
assist. You can assist Kazeel. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can roll with
Okay.
advantage, Kazeel. Just an Arcana check.
Thank you. A 9 and a 19. So we'll take that 19 and add 5 for 24.
Okay. Yeah, Kazeel, there is quite for Forge that usually sometimes might have some magical ability to it to like infuse magic into weapons and things. But this is beyond that. There's definitely a very old magic infused into this forge.
Oh, shite. Julia, I think that this, you can probably sense it now that we're tuning in, but that's quite a bit of magic and it's ancient.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's the best thing to happen in a minute.
Oh.
It's not bad magic, though, is it? I mean, I can't
can
tell
you
the
tell?
difference usually, but yeah.
Just old and a lot. I can tell my friends. Let me send another message.
Ask
Okay.
ask the satyr with the a bottle that talks to her owner. It's not bad magic, is
Nice.
it? Okay, sorry, Kazeel, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Oh, Kaelin, there's ancient, powerful magic. Cities called Diecaster. Drops from the sky into Dim Glint, Northern Shore. Can we use it with this heart?
It's another couple of minutes of before I reply, Kazeel.
She's taking her time. I think she remembered.
Diecaster. Oh. No. A city beneath Osbergen. But yes, with my studies, I think has a forge with the ability.
Surely she doesn't even know. Oh no. Sorry.
Thank
Wrong
you.
message. Oh.
Stay safe.
Oh, I'm just gonna real quick, Judy. I'm sorry. Else, put a message back to Cayman. There's a group of baddies known as the Library. They magicked the whole city from under Osbergen and dropped it from the sky in Dim Glint. I'm so sorry.
Thank you for letting me know. I'm definitely saddened. I'll look into it. We'll contact if I find out anything. Save those you can.
I'll send one more quick one, just like.
Dan
Wait,
just wants to talk to Caleb. This is
The-
clear
the-
now.
Yeah.
Now I feel terrible. I'm so sorry. They're trying to destroy everything. I'll update you when I have spell slots. Thank you. I'm going in my 4th level spell slots now, so.
Oh no.
That's the last
Interesting.
sentence.
Please do. If I can help in any way, I will.
Yes.
Me and Fen. And the city, if we need to.
I need this crossover in my life. Junie's just looking at the Warforged and looking at the forge and watching Kazeel like, did your friend hand?
Oh yeah, I guess Junie's just been
Um,
watching this like conversation
Hey,
happen
Julie,
magically.
Sorry.
Okay.
Aye, this is that type of forge
Oh,
that has that type of magic.
Okay.
And you can put the hearts into a working body. You can also take another soul and it destroys the soul in the heart. But you can put another soul into this heart and put that into a body, but it's advanced,
she
but it's possible.
glances at Blackberry for a minute, and back to the Warforged. Sorry. Right. That's not. Probably too advanced. Okay. But maybe the heart just is. We seal the heart, and we put it in another body. Maybe that one was just the wrong one, right? So we just, with the forge. Oops. This is why I'm a sailor. Okay.
We can look, right?
We can try
We
this.
can look for a body. Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Wait, like a living body or dead body?
Well,
What kind of
one
body?
of these, I think it works best with a Warforged body.
Oh right, Warforged body. Sorry. Sorry. Sometimes
Oh,
I get a little.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've heard tale of one person that was able to put, with my friend's help, a heart into more of a, well, no, I guess not. I guess that was, they had a regular body. I
Yeah.
don't even think it can be done.
Okay.
It would be highly advanced to put it into a body.
Okay. That's fine. Warforged body.
It's
Got it.
necromancer shit right there.
Hey. We have to level up sometime. Yeah. I'll put it into a ship. I'll put a ship into the Warforged.
Yes! Put the
Oh
heart
my
into a
God.
ship!
Yes! Just
Put your folding boat on there! Oh, make it sentient!
Yeah.
I mean,
The
wait,
little one that can. Yeah.
I think anything mechanical, especially if it has some arcana imbued, can probably work.
Okay. All right.
If we
How
have
much space
anything
do
like
we
that.
have in this room? Let me just.
Just put the box on it like that. Yeah.
Ah. Okay. We don't have that kind of time tonight, I'm sure. She's looking through her backpack. I mean, maybe she's gonna take out the
Maybe.
folding ship. Just
Mhm.
This is.
Well,
hmm.
perhaps we can see if any of the others have like experience with like the forge side of things. I
Yeah.
think some of like the lad and I can. I mean, everyone's tapped into magic here just about, but you know, the lad and I can likely help on the magic side. I have something I have to do really quickly too, if that's all right.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we'll get everyone.
I'm not going anywhere.
All right, but we don't even want this chance for sure. This is like I can't even tell you how rare this is. And I'm
Just
just
settle
okay.
down sit on the ground. Maybe notice the body for the first time and just okay.
Mhm.
It's,
Ah,
it,
Bull's
it was
legs!
it was like that when I got here.
So So would you
I
want
I'm
to
just
just-
gonna
use
walk
something?
down the line of Warforged
Okay.
and just look.
Inspecting. I'm gonna head over to. I just want to check on Inget
Okay.
and see how she's holding up.
Sure.
Is she doing all right?
She is. She's doing okay. She's a little like uncomfortable and just wants to kind of get somewhere. You know, maybe like a little uncomfortableness and a little like, you know, I just, you know, are we through this maze? Have we found a way out? You know, but also still kind of recovering and yeah.
I have something I think I could do to help alleviate some of the pain, if you're willing.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll take out my pendant and
Here.
try and draw up as much as I can. Yeah, as much of the
Oh, okay.
crystals. I'm gonna try
Yeah.
and absorb as much as I
Okay.
can out of her crystals.
So, Kazeel, you hold up this pendant close to Ingot.
Mhm.
Ingot immediately is like, what? A necklace? And then is like, oh. And starts to kind of hold up one of her arms, and you see the crystals start to glow. And these kind of like these blue strings of light being drawn into your pendant.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do that, it just keeps drawing them from up her arm into her chest, down the other arm, as well as, you know, from her, as well as from her legs. Just anywhere that these little crystals are embedded into her skin. And she just kind of looks at them and looks at you, and just kind of this blue glow just intensifies. And you can just feel possibly like you've gotten maybe 50 of these into this pendant just from Ingot alone.
Nice.
What?
I guess that's it. Do
What
you
did-
feel better?
What did you do?
Well, it reacts to like the magic from Shiga and the spirits, and it contains it. So instead of being contained in the crystals, it's contained in this. I did an experiment earlier first before I came to you. I just thought I could ease some of the pain and suffering.
The
I'll wrap it back up.
voices are gone. Kazeel,
Oh,
you realize what those are, right?
just
The lights?
mages' souls.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you. And she'll
Right.
give you a hug.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And
Fancy
that's
stuff.
where we'll end
Pause
tonight's
like this,
session,
Awkwardly, that
as they're inches away from each other.
That's me.
Ooh.
All right.
Cheeks
Let's do a
brush.
quick.
And
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
Zara's still
write down.
dancing.
Everyone write down where you
Yeah,
were.
everyone write down where you
Tickets
were,
in the
please.
shroom room.
Everyone, please write down where you were.
Uh,
I don't mean that,
the
stab
bars in
Kazeel.
the rave room. Gerbil's in the flower temple room next to the bloody temple room.
I'm in the spa.
Renarius is somewhere.
Warforged.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
And that dwarf's wife and kids are definitely dead.
Oh, you meant that? Wrong kind of bodies. Puts the kids.
I
away.
honestly did not at all think that this would take. You know, I thought for sure, but I wasn't. I should
You
have known.
underestimated us.
I should have
You
known.
As
underestimated
usual.
I should
Look,
not
there's dancing
underestimate you.
skeletons, puzzle torches. There's so much we have to do.
You gave me a
Mhm.
shiny purple heart. Woman.
I
What do
gave
you
you a
think's
purple
gonna
heart.
happen?
But listen,
Yeah, you
I got
did.
to be Kaylin.
You
for a
gave
bit.
Dan a crossover.
I
Yeah.
gave Dan a crossover. I gave myself a crossover.
I love it.
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
didn't know Kazeel was from the other campaign. I didn't.
No, he's
Sorry.
not.
He's not. He just made himself. He just
No,
retconned
there's-
himself in.
There's
Yeah,
something.
just
There's something you
inserted
may.
himself.
There's something you may find out that on why
Okay.
that he would still know that he would know Kaylin. So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
We could
Okay.
use a help with like a lot of experienced adventurers to help deal with the library.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah,
give
can
them
you
a
go
call.
deal with it for us?
Could you take them down?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, players. Thank you, viewers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. And hopefully you found it fun and enjoyable and interesting and dramatic in some places. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff here on Madbird Streams. You've been watching The Forsaken, which is every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have... Oh, yep, that was one of the things that I accidentally resized. That's cool, Stephanie. You're doing great. You're doing great.
You
are
got
doing
this
great.
stuff. Yeah. Agreed.
All right, let me resize this back to what it's supposed to be. Oh, what did I do?
It's cropped, it looks like.
How did
But
I
if you right click and
Oh,
transform
you're right.
and
You're right.
reset
It is cropped. Thank you, Dan.
Transformers.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
transform and reset transformation.
Yeah, because I was trying to grab and I didn't realize I didn't lock any of my layers when I was putting them in to
man.
Streamlabs.
Wanna
So I just started like just grabbing everything as
Hmm.
one does, and you know just kept stretching and pulling and poking and.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Why aren't they working?
We
Here
are
we go.
professionals.
Mhm.
Professional.
Sure.
So yeah, so we had the Forsaken today.
Look at
Oh, this
all
is
that
even the old
content.
schedule. Oh, Stephanie. So Wednesday is our next stuff happening. We have Mad Indie Game Time at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have the Penumbra Assembly at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday evening. Thursdays we have Drawing Down at 1, Paint by Minis at 4. We have a bunch of D&D this weekend in Extremis and the Obsidian Scar. And we have more shows on the way, so stay tuned. We put out our Monday announcements today in the announcements channel. If you're not part of our Discord, you should definitely join. We also have a Patreon, and we also have a merch store. You can check out all of that wonderful stuff at our website, which is madbirdstreams.com. So yeah,
I found a channel for us too. just so you know.
awesome. Oh, thank you. So now we're right over to their channel. Who are we rating over to, Dan?
Diceverse Studios.
Ooh, I like it. Give a caw in the chat. Thank you again for tuning in. Y'all are the absolute best. Have a wonderful rest of your night, evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Ka-chow.
All right.
Yay! Joe, do you need to go before we do an after show, or are you?
I
Mm.
need to go because I'm
Okay.
Before you fall out of your chair.
Sure.
Or,
I'm
yeah.
concerned for your
Thank-
safety.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you,
fine.
Joe, for sticking around,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Jonathan.